this wonderful day, and we ask your blessings on this event, as well as keep your protective hand on all the drivers, their crew members, and their families. We also raise up, Lord, the track personnel, especially the emergency and safety crews who do such necessary work, and they're so dedicated in what they do. And when we see dedication, or when we say that, let us never forget our men and women in the military, both at home and abroad, especially at this time in the world where there's so much violence and unrest. Lord, put your protective hand on them, because they keep us safe, they keep this country safe. And Lord, just keep them, again, safe, because they do sacrifice for the cause of freedom. We ask this in the most precious name, amen.
And now, here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Speedway Superstar winner, Sierra Black.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Black.
The bright colors of Las Vegas give way to the red, white, and blue of opening ceremonies. The Xfinity Series race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Fox Sports 1 is next. Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's wind the clocks back, shall we? 1 week ago, last week in the Xfinity Series race at Atlanta, the 88 was great. Kevin Harvick rolled off the grid 8th in the Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, took the lead on lap 53, dominated from there, leading 101 laps en route to the win. It was Kevin's 3rd straight win at Atlanta, and with the victory, he became the all-time leader in the Xfinity Series at that track with his 4th victory. With that, we welcome Kevin Harvick back to the booth to help call today's action. Kevin, you were burning it down instead of embarrassing you with baby pictures.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to have it. That was a fun weekend, and hopefully we can have another good race today. And I'm really excited about being back up here with you guys, so looking forward to the day.
But let's talk a little bit about Atlanta, a 1.5-mile track, the first of 12 on the schedule in 2015. The same here at Las Vegas. How are those two facilities different?
They're very different. This is a really, really high-speed racetrack that's got a lot of grip, so in turn, Goodyear has to bring a really hard tire. And the third thing that comes out of that is the cars become very hard to drive in traffic. You can see them bouncing around right there through 1 and 2, a lot of bumps. And when you get those cars in the middle, they just get in dead air. And you can see Matt Kenseth spinning out right there. And it's hard to keep the cars under control. And I tell you the other thing that's going to happen today. These guys that have been running really fast and racing that scoreboard, their handling characteristics are going to show up fast.
Jeff Gordon set a new track record for the Sprint Cup race tomorrow at over 194 miles an hour, near track record speed for the pole today with Austin Dillon. Kevin, in Sprint Cup practice just a minute ago, y'all are a couple of seconds off the pace and all over the racetrack. Do you expect to see the groove move up high?
Well, the groove is spread out, and I tell you, as you go through this racetrack and you get up there in that groove where there's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of dust, and that racetrack is great, it feels really good. And then everybody starts running up there, and it gets rubbered up, and then it gets slick. So in Cup practice, the groove started moving back down as we were able to run the bottom again because the top got slick. So when the temperature keeps coming up, it gets really, really hard to drive these cars.
You know, the last 6 races here have produced 6 different winners. I think we could see a surprise in Victory Lane this afternoon. But before we go green, we must start those engines. Let's go trackside now.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, President and Chief Executive Officer for Boyd Gaming Corporation, Mr. Keith Smith.
Drivers, start your engines.
It's just about time for NASCAR's best to do battle in Las Vegas. We go behind the wheel with Chris Buescher when we continue on Fox Sports 1. What a gorgeous day it is in Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas Motor Speedway playing host to the NASCAR Xfinity Series for the third race in 2015. And now we go from the driver's seat hearing from Chris Buescher. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey Chris, this is Kevin Harvick up in the booth. Now I was just out on the racetrack and it has changed a tremendous amount since we qualified yesterday. Do you have any concerns about the handling of your car, and how much have you guys adjusted to try to compensate for that?
Yeah, we were actually sitting there on the stage talking to Almirola, and he was saying the same thing. You know, track's changed quite a bit, gotten a lot slicker, so we think we're in good shape. We kind of planned on it last year. Track seemed to free up pretty quickly, so we've tightened up our round performance Mustang, and should be good to go here at the beginning of this thing.
Hey Chris, it's Michael. I know you talked about the slick track. How's that Mustang been handling? Do you think you've got the car to drive up through there? You did a great job at Atlanta sliding around. You're going to be doing some sliding today. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. Temperature's picking up. I'm sure it's going to be a good race, so we're ready to go. I think we got a good piece under us. We just got to make sure it's nice and stable, and that we can get through the field, get through traffic. That really worked out well for us at Atlanta last week. Proud of my team. They've been doing a heck of a job this year, so we're ready to go. Get this West Coast swing off to a good start.
There you go. 3 top 5s in a row. Go get you another one today. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
And now for entertainment purposes only, the odds for today's race. And look at the guy next to last, the man we just talked to, Chris Buescher. I'd like to have 100 on him if he went to victory lane today.
And I will put 100 on Brian Scott because I just think he's due. He's going to win soon. But Denny Hamlin, he's got to be our favorite. He looked like he had a really strong long-run car yesterday.
Well, I think you look at this right now and you hear Chris talk about it. He's got some experience of what the track is going to do, but there's a lot of guys in this field that are young that don't have that experience. So some of them have teams that they can lean on to say, hey bud, this is what this is going to do today, and some of them are racing that scoreboard way too much, and they've probably made some bad decisions with their car.
Austin Dillon has swept the weekend, won both practices yesterday. He's on the pole. We'll watch him throughout the day. Now let's hear from our pit reporters. We start things off with Chris Neville. Hello, Chris.
Well, hey, Adam, keep an eye on 18-year-old Eric Jones. It's his first Xfinity start here in Las Vegas. But that 18-year-old the past few weekends, he's been bouncing around between the 20 and the 54. And earlier he told me that the most challenging part about that is trying to build the chemistry and the communication with both crew chiefs. But this weekend, he said he's finally got a car that he likes. He's also at a track where he won a truck race last fall. So they take 18-year-old, he's got a lot of confidence. Vince.
Hey, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, they're not in this race today. They combined to win half the races last year, so the door is wide open today. No driver would like to have that breakthrough win more than Brian Scott. This is his 178th Xfinity Series start, still seeking that first victory. He starts on the front row today. Brian Scott hopes to end his day in victory lane. Jamie Little?
Well, Denny Hamlin is making a rare appearance here in the Xfinity Series. He's in the 54 car for the first time. This is actually the first of 5 appearances this year for him, subbing, of course, for the injured Kyle Busch. Now, even though this is a brand new team for him and a new crew chief, he got up to speed rather quickly. Many here in the garage saying he is the man to beat. Now, keep in mind, Denny Hamlin has not been to victory lane in this series since 2011. How sweet it would be, Adam.
And he's only made 3 starts in the Xfinity Series since 2012. Trying to make up for lost time is Denny Hamlin. Aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. Everything they learned making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Some of the numbers for today's race. 300-mile event, 200 laps around this 1.5 mile facility. 74 degrees right now, and there's a number we'll be following. 104-degree track temp.
That, when it gets to triple digits, things start changing quite a bit. And I guarantee you they haven't practiced on the track since it's been that hot. So it's interesting to see what happens at the beginning of this race. And the other interesting thing is Austin Dillon took the outside, hoping that he could stay on the outside of that car, get a good run off of turn 2 and a nice draft off the side of the car below him on the bottom.
52 laps thereabout. We'll see some pit stops, 200 lapper, 300 miles, and see the guys that are going to the back of the field for some adjustments they made after qualifying.
Brian Scott starting on the front row. He'll be on the inside lane with Austin taking the outside. What's happening with that team?
Now we overcome a little bit of adversity and not getting to run that first practice, and we do have a really fast race car. We'll do our jobs in here and keep working on it all day. Just take your time, and we'll put ourselves in position at the end to win this thing. We got a lot of great people here supporting us this weekend. It comes time to do your job, just ask them to step back and let you do your thing.
There's some coaching, right?
I'd say.
Kevin, you talked about bad decisions in Vegas. Those that never turn out very well. And on the start here, this is critical. You're going to be side by side for the first time since they've been here. The track's slicker than it's ever been. The cars don't handle good in traffic. Stay tuned. This could get big.
Just survive. That's really what it's about for these first 5 laps. So I'm excited to be back up here.
250 miles last week, 300 today. Outside lane, the pole sitter, Austin Dillon. Green flag in the air. We're off and rolling in Las Vegas.
Whoa, we're going to have a problem here.
Brian Scott did not get up to speed. Eric Jones nearly sideways, and look at him rally in that outside lane.
Something's wrong with the 2 car.
Yeah, and they had a problem in practice with the engine and a transmission. They had to change both. So he's obviously clogged that bottom lane up and obviously has a pretty big problem as well.
And what a great job by these drivers. Kevin talked about patience and watching yourself on the start. We had a chain reaction wreck line up there and it never took place. Great job by the spotters and the drivers avoiding mess there.
Yeah, and the good thing about what happened was that outside line got single file and everybody did do a great job in the back, because the further that gets back in the field, the harder it is to decide what you need to do, because you really can't see all the cars in front of you that are stacking up. So the further it's back, it's just like the highway. You have a good chance of rear-ending somebody.
What's going on with Brian Scott, Vince?
Brian Scott radios in, says we've got something wrong with the engine. Remember, they had to make an engine change already once this weekend. That's why they missed that first practice of the weekend. And it looks like right off the bat, Brian Scott's got another problem here this afternoon.
Tough start to the weekend, tough start to the race for Brian Scott.
And Kevin said that outside line just took off. Right now, the top 7 race cars were on that outside line. And you can see why there. I'm just amazed that somebody didn't run into the back of another car.
The really, really strange part about this is they just qualified. So, you know, if you're going to have an engine problem, it usually should show up. And a lot of times what happens right there when those things sit and they get hot and then they cool back off is it might have broke a valve spring. And that's probably what he's fighting right here.
Saw Denny Hamlin on track, started 13th, running 12th. On board here with Brennan Poole making his career debut in the Xfinity Series. Good qualifying effort inside the top 15, but got company inside. Daytona winner and Bakersfield, California native Ryan Reed working him over on the inside lane.
Yeah, we talked a lot about me sweeping his dad's shop floors, and it's fun to see these guys out there and very young guys and have a bright future ahead of them.
Misfortune for one driver in the Richard Childress camp, and that being Brian Scott, but the team car rallying early. Ty Dillon started 20th, already inside the top 10 as we go on board with Denny Hamlin.
And Dillon predicted that. He said, we get this car up off the road. It was hitting the front nose on the ground and causing him to lose traction with the front. He said, we get it up off the ground, I'm going to go to town. And that's exactly what he's doing. Another car to be watching right now is Denny Hamlin, because of, like I said earlier, he has a really fast car after 10 or 12 laps. He took credit for not being able to qualify very good. He said, I just don't know what I'm doing in qualifying, but we'll be okay in the race. We'll see if that comes true.
Now more on Brian Scott, Vince.
Well, Brian Scott says he feels like maybe they're down a cylinder. He says the gauges are all reading normal. He said maybe it's a plug wire that's loose or something, but they are baffled, certainly not quite sure what to do in the pits. They don't want to pit under green, that's for sure. Asking Brian to ride it out as much as he can, but obviously serious problem for the two to get things started. Very frustrated driver with that wheel in his hand.
Yeah, and it sounded like it got worse when it went by that time. I think that maybe it's not a plug wire because it's getting worse. And like Kevin said, maybe a valve spring could have broken, and that usually leads to other things failing afterwards.
It usually leads to oil pan failure, to tell you the truth, and that's a bad deal. And that makes you wonder about the other two ECR cars up there. Obviously, they've been really fast this weekend as to whether they're pushing the engine, and that's why those cars are running so well.
Well, that's certainly been the talk of the garage area, is the ECR power that's under the hoods of those cars, and they've got it going on.
Austin Dillon started on the poles, led the first 7 laps, and here comes his teammate and younger brother Ty. Qualified, as we said, outside the top 15, but here he is knocking on the door of the top 5.
And you look at Ty, and when you see him going around the corners right there, and you see that left front tire covering that line, when this track gets really, really slick like it is right now, and you put that left front tire down on that line, it makes you feel a lot better as a driver. But it's really hard to do and really hard to time over those bumps as you get into turn 1 where he's headed right now.
Well, you talked at Atlanta about being patient and really planting that car down on the line. Does that apply here as well? Can you overdrive the entry of the corner and never have a chance to get your car on that line?
It depends on the pace. In these cars, you're going to want to trail the throttle a little bit in 3 and 4 for sure. But when you go into turn 1, you have those bumps that you have to deal with. So you have to let out of the throttle sooner and get that car pointed in the right direction to make sure it hits the bump square.
What's going on with Brendan Gaughan? He's falling back too.
You know, what a yo-yo day for Richard Childress Racing. We've talked about Brian Scott falling back with those engine issues. For Brendan Gaughan, started 5th. He's 11th right now, Chris.
Adam, just listening to Brendan Gaughan on the radio, he's telling the team he thinks he might have a slow leak in a rear tire. He said that car changing quite a bit over the last couple laps. The team also told him you've got a little bit of damage on the car, so they're trying to keep an eye on that, trying to make a decision. Do we come to pit lane?
I'll tell you what, guys, we haven't had a caution yet, but we've had several missed opportunities to have them. Cars beating and banging off one another, guys sliding into the wall. This is a slippery track, and it's showing.
As predicted, Denny Hamlin on the move early, racing here with Rookie of the Year contender Darrell Wallace Jr. That was the battle for 8th. Give it to Hamlin.
We saw Dillon make the move to the inside of Regan Smith in the 7, and now Smith's fighting back on the inside where Dillon made the move on him.
Yeah, and I tell you, that happens a lot. Sometimes you get a guy that passes you, and then he wants to go what he thinks is the preferred groove that he needs to be running, and he was actually faster on the bottom of the racetrack. So you saw Regan move down there, and now Ty has went by him, and Regan has killed his momentum here, and Denny's going to get a run on him as well.
Saw the big movers. Haven't mentioned the man that won the championship 1 year ago, Chase Elliott. Started 8th, already up to 3rd in the running order. And Regan Smith able to stay to the outside of Denny Hamlin. That's 7th and 8th on track. We're 12 laps in to 200 that make up today's 300-miler here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Austin Dillon started on the pole. He's dominated early, leading the first 12 laps.
I told you.
$14 laps in for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we are under caution. Mike Bliss had a problem over off of turn 2. A hard hit. The window net is down. Mike appears to be fine. Let's look at how it went down.
Well, he lost the car on entry here sideways, and watch, Kevin, as he's spinning, he bumps that car and his wheels return to the right.
Oh man, that's just bad timing right there, because that car is going to go to the right anyway because you're counter steering trying to save it, and it just counter steer and hit that car and wound up nose first.
And there you see the 33 of Austin Dillon. Looked like a lot of the front runners had a mind to come to pit road. Many of them do not, but the 88 going to come down pit lane early.
And you remember in Daytona, it was a pit road miscue that cost Dale Jr. a shot at winning that race, and now he's on pit road early in this one here, Jamie.
Well, Michael, that was the call. Initially, they wanted to come in fuel only for Dale Jr., saying the car's a little tight the second half of the corner, so they just want to fill him up there and see if that helps at all. No adjustments.
Well, I think, you know, sometimes it's better to just stick with your plan, especially in this Xfinity series, just for the fact that we've run 15 laps now, and the fuel run is that's a ways into a fuel run. So I think when you give yourself those options, it opens up a lot of windows if you can make it back through a little bit of the traffic.
Also gives Brian Scott an opportunity to come down pit road and diagnose the problems. And as they do that, let's go back and look at the entertainment of Austin Dillon thinking about coming to pit lane and then deciding maybe not.
Well, they're telling Austin to look in the mirror and try to make a decision yourself as to what everybody else is going to do, because if you know they're going to pit as the leader, you just want to come down and stay on the same cycle.
So we're under caution early here in Las Vegas. Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Ty Dillon, the top 5. Still under caution here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 17 of 200 laps complete in the 300-mile race that makes up round 3 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And now our Ford track facts. The Roush Fenway organization, 6 wins here. That's the most all time. They also lead all time when it comes to mile-and-a-half victories, and they have won the last 3 races here with 3 different drivers, including one that won the championship. So we saw everyone think about coming to pit road. Austin Dillon, the race leader, and he was having a conversation on the radio about his teammate Brian Scott, who is now in the garage. Listen in.
Was warming up his motor, like under caution, getting ready to go. He was zinging it like unbelievably, like in neutral, just rah! I don't know if that's what caused it, but he was killing the chip when he'd go to it to warm it up.
Well, that's not normal.
Yeah, that's not normal. And surely he's been around it enough now to know that maybe he had a clutch slipping or something going on, but that's not the case now, because we heard it go by and it was definitely broken.
And maybe he heard it sounding funny when he started it and he was trying to clean it out.
Yeah.
And that could have possibly added to the trouble. You know, we talked about Chris Buescher and his car control and how slick the track's going to be. Look at him. He's all the way up in the top 5. Let's see what he has to say. Chris, looks like you're handling the track conditions pretty well. You're in the top 5 early in the going. Good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was no joke. It definitely got slicker out here. Our car got a little bit freer, so we are debating on pitting there, but decided to stay out with most of these guys and see what we can do. We just got to hang on to it for a little bit until we can get down to pit road to adjust this thing.
Well, great start. We're going to stay with you all day long and get you to tell us what it's going to take to get to victory lane.
Sounds good. I'll do my best to answer it.
I think about the importance of track position, and Chris started 10th in a bad spot, but right behind him is Ty Dillon, who started 20th, has worked his way up to 5th. It's really nice when you haven't even turned 20 laps and already you're right where you need to be. Let's go to Los Angeles, get a report from Greg Wolf in our studios there. Tomorrow it's race 3 in 2015 for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, the Cobalt 400 live from Las Vegas. Jeff Gordon won the pole yesterday, involved in a late practice crash here today. He's in a backup car, will have to come from the back. Our coverage begins 3 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch it on Fox.
You know, we didn't get off to a great start today. The engine problem that Brian Scott had really woed up that inside line, and look at him scramble.
They did a great job, though, checking up and not just tearing the front ends off of these cars. So many times on those restarts when something like that happens, you'll have 4 or 5 cars with the hoods caved up to the windows. So didn't work out for the inside line, but they're still rolling.
I like being on that outside line. Those cars on the bottom have a tendency to get really loose, and so if you're up high, you got to feel like you're going to have a less eventful start, I say.
You've got a lot more control in your hands, that's for sure.
Green flag back in the air as we complete lap 21. Austin Dillon, the control car, once again choosing that outside lane.
Now you're going to see the accordion effect. You see the 22 get a good start, and he's going to beat him to turn 1 by just a little bit. And that outside car, Dillon, should get the side draft coming down off of turn 2, and the 9's going to put him 3 wide.
Oh, and he hit him. Got into him just a little bit, and that was the worst case scenario for Ryan Blaney.
Absolutely.
He had a guy on his inside and a guy on his outside, and that's hard to hold on to. And Ryan is a great young driver, and not only did he hold on to it, he's still battling for that second spot.
And coming out the other side, Austin Dillon, who's led every lap today. He's charging to the front. He's been unbelievable.
That car has been unbelievably fast since the very first lap they put it on the racetrack. So those guys have had a great weekend so far, and hopefully they can keep it up.
And storming from the 20th starting spot is his teammate and brother, Ty Dillon. He's going to join that battle for second. This car has been really fast all race long, moving through the field. Yesterday was a different story. In qualifying, he wasn't great either, but they think they've got it tuned up now, and it looks like it.
3-car coming to the front, Vince.
Well, remember, he started 20th, but he said before the race, he said, we put on the brothers setup. That would be Austin's setup. He said, I think we're going to be a lot better. He said, the first key to look for, are we on the splitter early? He said, if we're not, we're going to go straight to the front, and that's exactly what he's done. He started 20th. He's already up into the top 5.
And that was a power move right there by Chase Elliott. He was able to complete that pass on Blaney down on the bottom of the racetrack, Kevin, and that's hard to do.
It is, especially when you're trying to keep as little distance as possible in between yourself and the outside car, and he hooked that white line, and it has some grip down there for sure.
You know, the headline of the day so far in this race, Brian Scott, started on the front row, had engine problems right at the beginning in the garage with Chris.
Adam, Brian Scott starting on the front row for the second week in a row. And Brian, obviously you're not wanting to watching the race back here in the garage, but lots of work going on underneath the hood. Any idea what's going on with the 2-car?
I don't know what happened, but that's unfortunately our second engine issue of the weekend. We also had a couple problems last weekend at Atlanta, so procedurally we're overlooking something. We're not doing it right at the shop before we get to the racetrack. And it's a shame because we do have really fast cars, and I hate that for Albertsons and Sanderson's farm. It was the first race with them, and we had high expectations. We had a good car, and we just got to figure out what we need to do before we get to the racetrack to keep this type of stuff from happening.
Oh, frustrated Brian Scott coming off at a 7th place.
Well, and it's not the first time we've seen him have problems in 2015. The season opener at Daytona involved in an accident. And Michael, you referred earlier to Dale Earnhardt Jr., the problems he had at Daytona. Right now finds himself in the 12th position.
Well, I think when you look at Dale Jr., especially coming from Cup practice and knowing what they did, he's got a lot of options right now, because if this deal runs green, he's going to have 15, 16 laps on the field as far as a fuel window and options to pit. So right now he's using his experience, and he's moved up the racetrack and high and has the confidence from Cup practice to do that.
You know what else he has a lot of on him is pressure, because you won in that very car last week and in dominating fashion, and Dale Jr. has never driven one of his own cars to victory lane. I know he wants to change that today.
As a previous team owner and owning and driving those cars, there's no more pressure put on yourself than anybody but yourself, just for the fact that you want to prove to your team and you want to win in your own stuff because you put so much time and effort into it.
After that pit stop, they were 20th, but moving back to the front, Jamie.
I went and talked to his crew chief, Dave Ellens, about that decision to pit. I said, what was up with that? He said, well, we actually thought that more cars were going to come with us, but we just stuck to our plan because that's what it was. Fuel only, no adjustments. He said, we have a good enough car. We're confident we can go forward, and that's exactly what Dale Jr. is doing right now.
Yeah, just drove his way back inside the top 10, and she mentioned Dave Ellens, and I think you found out firsthand last week his ability on the pit box, making the transition from an engineer in the Sprint Cup Series to crew chief over here in the Xfinity Series.
Well, you have guys that come through with those engineering backgrounds, and you put them in a position where they have to make a lot of decisions. And Dave's won a lot of races and been around a lot of different people and been around the sport for a long time, so it was fun to be able to see him succeed.
See the battle right of your screen from 13th on back. Elliott Sadler in the 1. Blake Cook is there. He's been fast all weekend. Good job in practice. Nice in qualifying. Ryan Sieg a part of that mix, and the rookie Daniel Suarez.
It's a nice little pack there battling for position.
Sieg has been very impressive. It's been fun to see.
At Atlanta, he was fast in practice and qualified well. We were talking to his crew chief, Cowboy Starling. Cowboy said the thing just was set up too loose for the race. It went away on Ryan when the race started. They were going to fix that this week. Looks like they've done a nice job tuning that car.
The advantage now for Austin Dillon, 1.7 seconds over second place Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney is settled in third. Denny Hamlin is fourth. And Ty Dillon's momentum is kind of halted now. He finds himself in the 5th position.
And I tell you what, Austin Dillon and those guys have done a great job all weekend. That car has been bullet fast, and you know, right now he's coming up on traffic. I think that's really going to be the only test that we haven't seen if he ever gets shuffled into the pack, because if he stays out front, he's definitely got the class of the field right now.
Well, and he's been out front since we got to Vegas, so he doesn't know what that car is going to do back in traffic. Dale Jr.'s learned a valuable lesson here early in the going. He was able to drive through the field. He's got a little extra gas. This thing has kind of a green flag feel to it right now. That could be a big advantage for Junior.
And we're over halfway through a fuel run here. And so if you're Austin Dillon, at what point do you start to feel the handle go away if, in fact, you could have an issue over the long haul?
Well, there's a lot of these guys that are feeling things in their cars that they haven't felt yet because they have not run this far. So they're sliding around. The front tires are starting to push. They're probably not used to letting out of the gas all the way, which you're probably starting to have to do right now to just make the car turn into the corner. So there's a lot of characteristics that a lot of these guys hadn't had show up yet.
And they're running lines that they haven't run yet either. Dale Jr. is all the way up in the gray part of the racetrack. You talked about the fresh grip that was up there in the lighter colored part of the track. Junior's getting up there and trying to get a feel for that.
Yeah, and you know, these cars are very sensitive, and this racetrack is a little bit unique because a lot of times when you get behind cars at this particular racetrack, it gets loose. And at most places, the front end gets tight. But this particular racetrack, the cars get loose behind each other, and that's just, you have to go where they're not. So Dale Jr.'s running up the track and making up time.
Closing in on Eric Almirola. Eric's up in the 9th spot, just ahead of him there.
The next guy he'll see after getting around Eric Almirola would be Eric Jones. And you talk about being wrong place, wrong time. He was right behind Brian Scott when he had those problems at the start. Went from 3rd all the way back to the back portion of the top 10. It's tough when you qualify well and lose that track position early.
Yeah, and that makes it really hard because there's really nothing that you can do other than let off, because you can't smash the grill in, you can't smash the hood up. You have to take care of your car, and there's just certain situations where sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And I'm not sure he didn't make a little contact, too. As they raced down toward turn 1, he went 3 wide. And I thought I saw maybe him bump into another car.
Ryan Blaney in that runner-up position now and trying to make it 3 in a row for the captain at Las Vegas 2 years ago. Sam Hornish Jr. got the checkered flag here and did so with Greg Irwin, who's crew chiefing that 22 car today. And last year, Brad Keselowski able to win in that 22 machine. Of course, all that en route to the Owners' Championship a season ago for the 22 bunch in the Xfinity Series. And right behind him, we saw Chase Elliott. What's happening with our defending champ, Jamie?
Well, after that restart, we showed the 22 and the 9 get together. Chase Elliott came on the radio and said, I apologize for getting into him. I didn't try to wreck him. He's saying his car is just too loose. Here's the replay. You watch the 9 coming up on the 22. He gets into his left rear corner, gets him loose, and he apologized for that. Chase, a little bit of a handful underneath him right now.
Boy, if he hit him, it wasn't much. It was really, really close. And it's just one of those situations where you can just take the air off of the back of that car in the middle. That car in the middle is going to be loose anyway, just for the fact that it's in no man's land. So,
how impressive is that save by young Ryan Blaney? I mean, the tires aren't all the way up to temperature yet. He's in a bad spot. He gets sideways, hangs onto his car, and didn't lose any ground.
These young guys, they just have no fear. And that really makes it exciting to watch.
My brother says, you know, they don't know what they don't know.
That's right.
Which means they haven't really hit anything that hard yet, so they just go to town.
Chris Buescher running 12th right now, Vince.
Well, the car handle is starting to go away from him a little bit as these green flag runs stretch into the laps. The tires start to fade a little bit, the sun beating down, and if your car wasn't real good to start, it just accentuates everything that you've got a problem with. And right now, the 60 of Chris Buescher really, really free. They're encouraging to just maintain the best he can, keep the best track position he can, and they'll adjust on that car during the next stop.
And as he goes in the wrong direction, so does Brendan Gaughan. 18-year-old Eric Jones to the inside. He's got that Interstate Batteries Toyota up to 7th in the running order. Should be an opportunity to get on pit road soon. We're closing on green flag pit stops. Austin Dillon, your leader in Las Vegas. Closing on the 1/4 point for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here in Las Vegas. 45 of 200 laps complete. Austin Dillon is the race leader. Ryan Blaney is second. Chase Elliott is third. Then a couple of cars from the Joe Gibbs Racing stables. Denny Hamlin and Eric Jones. And it won't be long before these guys are coming down the pit lane, Larry.
Yeah, and when I look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 car, I think the box that he and Dave Ellens, his crew chief, are in, even though they can go about 13 or 14 more laps on fuel, I think they can't be far behind the leaders, and I think we actually have the cautions out now, Adam.
Second caution of the day. You're right, Larry. Comes out at lap 46.
These guys were just getting ready to start hitting pit road as well, and that would have been a huge advantage for a little while for Dale Jr., considering he'd had some gas in his car, but now it's about a wash, I think. He pitted from inside the top 10. He's there again.
Jeremy Clements, the first car one lap down, scored in 24th, so he will get the free pass.
And this is a no-brainer. Fill it up with gas and put 4 tires on it. If you do anything else, that's not the right move.
Well, this is your perfect scenario, though, if you're a crew chief, because you get the caution right when you need it. As a driver, you don't have to make a green flag pit stop, and we had a bunch of pit road speeding penalties a year ago. So this is a nice situation for everybody to be in.
And if I'm Austin Dillon's team, I've had my stopwatch on Ryan Blaney, and he's been the fastest car over the last 10 laps. So we're going to have to make an adjustment to that car, whether it's tire pressure, track bar, or wedge. I don't believe Austin can hold off Blaney if they just get 4 tires. So it'd be interesting to see if they make a move to adjust that chassis.
And the thing that these guys got to be careful as they're coming on the pit road, this pit road has a little bit of curvature to it, so it's a little less forgiving from a speed line standpoint if you get too close to the pit boxes. And the second thing is they used some sort of polished concrete in these pit boxes, so it doesn't have quite as much grip to stop the cars. So
if you get aggressive, which these drivers will, you got to get everything you can get, but if you get too aggressive on entry, slide through your pit can cost you a lot of spots.
Also, keep an eye on Dale Earnhardt Jr. Larry talked about him in the 88 car. And last week, they delivered big time for you on pit road when you won at Atlanta, Kevin.
They did. And there's so many things to look at, for sure.
Now let's get a report on the guys coming down pit road. We start with Vince.
Well, the 3 of Ty Dillon, remember he started 20th. The car, he says, is pretty good on exit, but a little too tight in the center, so they're going to make an air pressure adjustment to fix him up. For Regan Smith, he said it's just tight, but then free on the gas, so they're going to make a change there as well with air pressure. Jamie?
And Ryan Blaney, they're going to make a couple of adjustments down on the track bar, 1 round, a little tape off the grill and 4 tires. Meanwhile, Austin Dillon, when you have a car this perfect, he's led all but 1 lap today. They said no adjustments, fill it up with Sunoco fuel, put 4 sticker tires on. He's in the #1 pit box. Let's see if he holds the lead. Easily does it. The 33 is still your leader.
Austin Dillon doing it on track. The team doing it on pit road. The only lap he didn't lead today when they were coming to a restart and Ryan Blaney edged him at the line. Other than that, it has been the Austin Dillon show. We're 48 laps in here at Las Vegas. We'll reset the running order when we come back. How do they? Austin Dillon's had a great weekend in the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Las Vegas. 50 laps in today. He has been the dominant one after starting on the pole. Ryan Reed is now running second. We're trying to get confirmation. He might have done 2 tires. Before we go any further, what do you think of a strategy like that in the early portion of this race?
I'm like Kevin. I think it's a mistake. You got to have 4 tires when you run almost a fuel stop. But the thing I'm a little bit concerned about is Austin Dillon. He was out front leading the race. Car's good, right? Well, the other people were coming. There were drivers catching him. They said no adjustments, just pit him. Maybe he needed an adjustment. Time will tell.
And a lot of times your car doesn't fix itself. It doesn't get better when you put 2 tires on. If you're already not able to keep up and you put 2 tires on, it's going to get worse. So that's just a little bit of experience there.
We talk about 2 tires. We have 2 cameras. We did one with the booth camera behind us, and we just did one with the camera perched up right here near our stat monitor. So they're always watching, Kevin, when you're up here in the television.
I'm learning.
What happened to Denny Hamlin? He was running the top 5, and now he's 16th.
But our bad. We'll get that fixed. That won't happen again. You did a good job driving through the first time. Hate to make you do it again, but I know you can. That was a mess. Yeah, 10-4, not ideal, but I know you can get back through there.
You know, if you're going to have a bad pit stop, it's got to be on the first one here in the Xfinity Series. The races are just 300 miles long. You make a mistake past halfway, it's almost impossible to overcome it.
We found out this week it's going to be a combination of Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Boris Said filling in the 54 for the injured Kyle Busch. And Kyle, I'm sure you're watching at home. Get well soon. Restart comes lap 51 here at Las Vegas.
There goes Ryan Blaney diving on the inside of Ryan Reed.
And he knows that Ryan's probably in a box right here, and he needs to get by him as soon as he can. And that just puts Ryan in a worse spot in the middle of the pack there. So just 2 tires when your car is not handling right is just tough to overcome, especially when you're off a little bit.
And it'd be lucky if he doesn't get wrecked here driving 3 wide into the corner. So tough call and tough result.
Well, you got to learn. And sometimes from the driver's seat, you can really help that crew chief by giving him feedback and telling him, hey, you know, we were in this situation at Las Vegas and it didn't work out too well. Let's just take our lumps here, get our car handling better, and keep the tires as good as possible on it.
And Kevin, how frustrating is that for Ryan Blaney? He knows that car wasn't great prior to the pit stop, and his spotter says, okay, Reed in front of him, he's got 2 tires, he's stuck there.
Yeah, and it doesn't make it any better on the restarts either. Oh man, Chris Buescher's in a tough spot here.
He got his teammate to the outside and to the inside, our defending champion, and in the wall, Blake Cook. 3rd caution of the day, and that's too bad. The Florida driver
has had a good weekend.
He has. Inside the top 20, top 15 a lot of the weekend.
Man, I hate to see that end like that.
There's Ryan Reed with those 2 tires, and Blake Cook was down on the inside, and just the car washed up and just He was running in the 15th spot. Like you said, every practice session top 15, he was running 14th, and that's a shame.
2nd caution today because of a crash, both of them involving drivers from TriStar Motorsports. Earlier today, Mike Bliss, who we did get a report has been released from the infield care center, and this one for Blake Cook in the 8 car. 53 of 200 laps complete in Las Vegas. We're under caution with Austin Dillon out front. 55 in, 145 to go today for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here in Las Vegas. Under caution for the third time, Blake Cook got into the outside wall and slid across the infield grass after hitting the wall, and as you can see, he has left a trail of debris behind. Teams were just on pit road 7 laps ago under caution, and so everybody stays out here. And the last time they came down the pit lane, Denny Hamlin had a problem.
Looks like the jackman just didn't get it up high enough. Is that the deal?
Well, I think what happened was he got it up and it looked like maybe a tire or something rolled next to that handle and it just had a slow leak and it went back down.
And then a bunch of other things went on. It looked like on that right front. Not smooth there either.
What's going on now, Jamie? He's 11th.
Well, Kevin, you caught on to something. It went up and it went down, it went up again. It did malfunction. So you see there the aftermath. They took that old jack out and they're replacing it with a new one, hoping that the next stop they have better results.
I think he was running inside the top 5 when we got the caution, came down pit road, restarted 16th. Short green flag run, now finds himself in the 11th position. So he's been able to make up some of the ground that he had lost. A couple of guys we need to keep an eye on. Dale Earnhardt Jr., who was running 8th prior to those pit stops a moment ago, is now in the 4th position. First time we've seen him that close to the front. And look at the guy running 2nd right now. Eric Jones didn't get the fruits of his labor at the start of the race, but he has slowly worked his way back up into contention.
Very methodically, that's for sure. And he's just a really, really good young talent. I know we touched on this in Daytona, and I'm sure you guys did last week. But this is a very experienced team. And they also have a very good driver in there that has a lot to learn, but already is very capable of winning races.
What are they saying in the 20 camp, Chris?
Well, Adam, you saw right in the beginning of the race, he got caught up behind Brian Scott and slid back to 12th. Well, he just started working his way forward after that, worked all the way up to 5th. And prior to that last pit stop, he told the team that the balance was fantastic in that 20 car. So on that pit stop, no changes to the 20. They made up one more spot. And you can see right now, he's in a great spot to hopefully try and challenge for the lead.
Trying to get his 2nd win here in as many starts at Las Vegas. Got the checkered flag last September in Camping World Truck Series competition.
Yeah, that 20 has a little bit of damage on that right front fender. I don't think it's going to be any bit of an issue, but it does have some damage.
Talked about on the very start when he tried to flare out around Brian Scott. Brian's with an engine problem there. That's got the whole inside lane bunched up. But you can see here, Brennan Gaughan moves to the high side and then Jones moves over, and that could have caused a lot of problems. He's fortunate not that it did it.
Yeah, he's lucky that what happens is they cave those fenders in and they come to a point. If that point gets in far enough, it'll cut the side of the tire. But when that tire has so much camber in it, the more that it travels, the better that it will get, because the top of that tire will start to go in as the car travels down.
And you can see from this view straight on, there's no fender damage in the front of the car, so he's got all of his downforce right there. If there's some bent metal behind the tire, that really won't affect it.
Just about ready to go back green here at Las Vegas. We remind you of this. Fox Sports, proud to support Folds of Honor and its mission of providing educational scholarships to families of military members who have been killed or disabled while serving our country. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com.
What a great foundation. Major Dan is just a great person to be around. That runs the Folds of Honor Foundation. We do a lot with our sponsors and supporting the Folds of Honor. But every time I talk to that guy, I feel better about myself.
That's awesome. What a great foundation. Hey, that damage, do you see the damage on the right rear of the 20 car, Kevin? That could actually be some help. That flared out there, could that provide a little extra downforce?
Absolutely.
On that right rear?
We used to get in a lot of trouble because we would try to put flares and pull those fenders out right there, but that's definitely not going to hurt anything at all.
Something's hit him in the right rear. You can see there, probably on that start, and fortunately for him,
it flared out.
It made his car better.
That's right.
Could that be the key to winning for Eric Jones today?
It's all about getting lucky when you come to Las Vegas, right?
Yes, that's right. And it's also all about not making bad decisions.
So the lights are out on the pace car, and we're just about ready to go green once again. We talked about Austin Dillon, who has been so dominant today, leading all but one lap. Every green flag lap, that 33 car has been out front. Eric Jones, we documented his situation, is 2nd. Ryan Blaney is 3rd. Dale Jr. is 4th. Brendan Gaughan going to restart 5th here.
He rebounded after a tough start. He faded back a bit, and watch this 20 car of Eric Jones and Ryan Blaney right behind him there. Blaney could make it 3 wide coming off turn 2. We saw that move earlier, so Jones is in a bit of a tight spot there. Be interesting to see if he can handle it at 18 years old. Amazing young talent.
At the start of the race and every restart since, Austin Dillon taking that outside lane. We'll get the green flag at lap 59. What do you say we do a little NASCAR on Fox? Crank it up, Sin City style.
Ready. Go.
Seen a lot of 3 wide on the restart. Brendan Gaughan, good restart, but he drops back to the 5th position. Actually, that's 4th. There goes Dale Earnhardt Jr. around him, and now 3 wide again. Denny Hamlin in the mix, Chris Buescher, and also the 7 of Regan Smith.
Yeah, these guys know that these restarts are the easiest spot to make up ground. When you see a guy make a mistake and get stuck in the middle or have a little bit of an issue wherever he is, you know, you need to try to pounce on him as fast as you can to try to get that spot, because when these cars are all bunched together, that's the easiest time to make up ground.
I speculated that maybe Ryan Blaney could make a move on Jones on the inside. It was actually Brendan Gaughan that took him 3 wide down in the corner, costing Ryan Blaney a lot of positions. He's all the way back to 6th spot right now.
Yeah, Gaughan got a great restart, but Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s really got some momentum since we got back to racing. We pointed out he is 3rd. Nice side-by-side battle here for drivers you believe will be running for the championship. Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, 7th and 8th, and 3 wide again. You ride with Hamlin on the outside.
That's an aggressive move right there from Denny, and he's obviously in a hurry to make up some ground and feels confident in his car, but he had such a huge run off of turn 4 to go to the top of the tri-oval and make it 3 wide was pretty cool.
And he's mad too. He had a bad pit stop and he's lost all his track position. He's battling back and doing a great job. There's a lot of room if you run up there in that white where no one else is, and that's where Denny's making his ground at right now. You can see on the outside of Chase Elliott, still gaining ground.
He was 16th maybe 10 laps ago when you count green and caution flag laps, and here he is finding his way inside the top 10, racing Chase Elliott for 7th.
Look at that momentum on the high side.
And I tell you, there's something to be said about making that driver mad in there when he gets frustrated and he doesn't want to yell at anybody. He wants to tell him what he thinks, but sometimes it's just better to take it out on a track, and Denny's flying right now.
The next guy he'll see on track is Darrell Wallace Jr., the rookie for the Roush Fenway organization. If he had gotten a caution last week, no doubt about it, he would have been inside the top 10, maybe contending for a top 5. And this weekend, a solid effort for the young kid that has made so many heads turn since coming over to the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
And doesn't it kind of remind you of last week? He started slow, practice didn't go great, a little bit frustrated, but then lap after lap, the rookie got better and better, and now he's contending up inside the top 10. Great run for Bubba.
At one time, they weren't happy yesterday. I'm sure satisfied now, huh, Vince?
Yeah, definitely. Car running much better, handling much better for Bubba Wallace. And the one thing, when you have a young driver, you want to give him something that's stable. For the most part, he's had that here today. He just radioed in, says it's a little free on entry and a little tight on exit. But otherwise, the car's pretty good, and the driver is happy.
I watched his interview after practice yesterday, and I thought they were going to run last. He was so disappointed, but you know, those guys have kept grinding and really made something out of the day.
This 22 car's got my attention. Ryan Blaney's obviously a very talented young racer, but that thing's fast. He didn't get a good restart, but he's climbed all over the back of this battle between Brendan Gaughan and Dale Jr. He's got a fast car.
And sometimes that happens on a restart. You know, you put these tires are hard, and you know, because of the speeds that we're running here, so you let the air pressures down and you put all that fuel back in the car, and the car gets loose. And sometimes you just have to get those air pressures built back up to where the car feels comfortable enough to drive, and you're vulnerable at that point. So not only is your car not driving good on the restart, but they put you in the middle, and it feels even worse. So the situations that Ryan got put in there at the beginning of this restart were not all to his liking, but his car is really fast once the air pressures have come up.
I look at our top 5. 4 of the 5 have something in common. They're doing double duty this weekend. The one that is not Eric Jones, that really accentuates how good he has been. And now we look at Ty Dillon, 11th right now, and he was talking on the radio about the 3 a moment ago.
I'll be down on the splitter. Something gets down way too far on the right front, right in the middle of the corner.
Might be this set of tires, Buck. I heard some people having some bad sets of tires.
It's not tires. It's the same thing as doing at the end of the last run.
And he restarted in the 6th spot and is all the way outside the top 10. So that's the frustration you're hearing.
How about the hometown kid, Brendan Gaughan, running for the championship inside of Dale Earnhardt Jr., moves his way up to 3rd, and Ryan Blaney with a peak coming with him.
It's another one of those strong Earnhardt Childress Racing engines. Those engines have been strong. The RCR cars are really fast out here. People inside the garage area made that organization the favorite for this race, currently 1st and 3rd.
If that 62 wins, Chris, there's going to be a big old party tonight.
Yeah, he'd have a big smile on his face. This is the 2nd week in a row he's doing double duty between Cup and Xfinity. And I spoke to him in driver's intros. He said, man, I'm getting worked over all this driving, but it's great. It's giving me a lot of time behind the wheel, and that's definitely helping out on a weekend like this. Right now, he said that car a little bit tight in the center. Jamie?
And 2 positions behind him is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Talk about a big party if he were to win this race, but they need to get the car a tick better. Dale Jr. is saying, again, on the restart in the beginning of a run, they're suffering in traffic with the front end of the car. His crew chief saying we'll work on some air pressures and just see if that'll help the car, but he's definitely going backwards the longer we run.
There's Blaney peeking to the inside of Brendan.
Brendan Gaughan right now 3rd, Larry. He's got company in the form of Ryan Blaney. What do you see here?
Well, what I've been noticing, and I want to have a conversation with Kevin about this. Kevin, you see these 2 cars here, Brendan Gaughan in the 62 and Ryan Blaney in the 22. One thing I noticed is the different configuration of rear spoiler. Brendan Gaughan does not have that left ear on his rear spoiler.
Yeah, and what happens is, you know, teams have different theories on what does what. And when you take that left ear off, the one thing that is very consistent is it's going to make the car run faster down the straightaway. So these cars have a big spoiler in the back, and when you take that left side ear off, like Brendan has off of his, it'll also take downforce off. So, you know, there's 2 different theories. In my theory, I always like to run the most downforce that I can because we're not running Indy cars and we're wide open, not wide open. So, you know, when you're having to let off the throttle, I want the most downforce that I can get. But Austin Dillon is making it work pretty well today with only 1 ear on his spoiler as well.
But it looks like it's 50-50. There's half of them have both ears and some of them just have 1. And I like your theory, though, because you looked pretty good on 1.5 miles last week.
Well, the one thing that left ear does when you take it off of the car is it does create some more side force on the car, which helps the car stay stable turning into the corner. So, you know, the only disadvantage it might have is in traffic, but it does tighten the car up on entry to the corner. But it's a package. You have to adjust your setups and your springs around what you're committed to as far as downforce.
There goes
comes your guy.
Hamlin on the inside of Junior, and that's 1 ear on Hamlin's car and 2 on Junior's, so they're both making it work.
16th to 5th is not easy to do in a short period of time.
No, and he's obviously got a really, really fast car, and he's definitely going to continue headed to the front. Junior's car just looks nervous right now. It definitely looks free, and maybe that's from the front end not turning, and he's just having to hold a lot of wheel into it and it's snapping, but definitely not handling like it needs to be.
And if you're a little free, do you like that line that he's taken up there a little bit higher? You don't have to cut it so much? Or how do you find the track conditions here at Vegas specifically?
Well, a lot of times you just go wherever you're the most comfortable because of the fact that this track is really fast. So whether he's got a loose or a tight condition, a lot of times when you're tight, you want to run up the racetrack because you can't carry that part throttle through the corner. So he could have a tight condition that's causing it to look loose. Sometimes looks are deceiving.
This is the battle for the lead, if you can call it that. Austin Dillon about 3/4 of a second in front of Eric Jones, but I looked at the monitor 5 laps ago and it was 1.3 seconds. That 20 car starting to get with it, which is interesting when you consider Joe Gibbs Racing has never won here in the Xfinity Series.
Okay, 10-4.
He said he's starting to get loose. Watch this. I thought he was going to wreck down in turns 3 and 4. It's interesting, Kevin. He was catching that other car. We think of as old racers, the front end isn't going to turn. You're in traffic. That car got loose just like you said it was going to earlier.
Yeah, these cars, especially when there's 2 cars like that in front of you, then they're kind of one's ahead of the other and one's high and one's low. All of a sudden you'll just come up on a dead spot because, we heard Dale Jr. talk about the restarts where his car won't turn. And a lot of that is it could be the splitter hitting the ground. It could be low air pressure. But these cars, for whatever reason here, when there's 2 cars side by side for sure in front of you, they're going to get loose for the most part.
How about the responsibility of driving that 54 car? Last couple of years right in the hunt when it comes to the Owners' Championship. No Kyle Busch. That means it'll be very difficult for those guys that drive it each week. For the second consecutive week, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is running on a 1.5-mile track, and just like last weekend in Atlanta, it's a companion event where you got the Xfinity cars on Saturday, Sprint Cup cars on Sunday. This is the first time, though, since Homestead 2002 that we've run one of these 1.5-mile companions without some of the big names that tend to dominate, like you, Kevin, you and Matt and Kyle, that group, Brad, have dominated, winning 20 of the last 25 when you look at these companion 1.5 miles.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very consistent group of guys that have run well. Mostly Kyle Busch. I think it's a great time to say hi to Kyle at home, and we wish he was racing on the racetrack as a competitor. He's just one of those guys that has dominated this series.
So look there at Ryan Blaney, currently riding in the 3rd position, qualified 4th earlier today. And I know, Michael, you've been studying the numbers, and this is a kid as we head toward the midway point of this race that we should really keep our eye on.
Yeah, and Brendan Gaughan, too, has had a solid run. And Denny Hamlin ran up on the back of Gaughan earlier, and it got Denny loose. And it's taken Denny 10 laps here to get back in touch with Gaughan. So Brendan's got a strong car. He might be just an adjustment away for having a shot at this thing.
The other guy who's picked up the pace is Dale Jr. He has moved way up the racetrack, and he is starting to make some time up there. And as we get further into this run and the front ends don't turn as good and the cars are losing grip, Junior has found a place a little bit higher up the racetrack that has really improved his lap times compared to the field.
Yeah, he's running out in the gray where nobody's been. And the last time by, he was the fastest car on the track. Denny drove up and passed him 4 or 5 laps ago, and I think Junior saw where Denny was running, sort of a higher line, and Junior adjusted to that line, and he's really taken off.
Junior Motorsports has won 22 races in the history of the Xfinity Series, the first coming right here at Las Vegas in 08. As we told you earlier, no one's won more here at this facility than Jack Roush, on board with Darrell Wallace Jr. there, who's 8th right now, and giving up that position to teammate Elliott Sadler, who drives through to the inside.
Teammate and mentor, I hope. I think Elliott is a perfect guy to have on your team for Bubba and Chris Buescher and Ryan Reed. They can really learn a lot off of Elliott, and Elliott's got a fast car today. That's a battle for the 8th spot, and Elliott's going toward the front.
Another Elliott we should mention, the defending champ, Chase Elliott. He's 10th.
Where did he go? We had him challenging for the lead, and that car seems to have lost a little bit of its pace.
Yeah, I don't know where they lost the track position, but you know, it seems like a lot of the field is starting to migrate up the racetrack, and Chase is still on the bottom, so he's guarding against something, having to pin it against the bottom, and usually that means it's too loose.
Look at Junior. He's going on the outside of Hamlin. Drove up there beside him. Denny had a good run through the center of the corner, and they're catching Brendan Gaughan, so this is heating up for a spot inside the top 5.
And what's happening right now is the cars are just slowing down. The fastest laps are probably about a second and a half, a little over a second on some of the guys, slower than what we started at. So when the pace drops off that much, you have to change what you're doing as a driver, where you let off, how you use the brakes, where you run on the racetrack. You have to start doing something different because you cannot do what you've done all weekend, so you have to adjust.
Hamlin going low. Right behind them, the 88 of Dale Jr. coming on the high side. This is the battle for 4th on track. Give it to Denny Hamlin.
And this is really where you see a lot of the experienced guys that get to race a lot on Sunday. They know you have to move around. You see Dale Jr. and Denny Hamlin. They're able to run low. They're able to run high. And they're making time by doing things differently.
And this is the longest green flag stretch we've had in this race. So you better be doing things differently because the cars are obviously going to change as the tires wear and they get heat in them. The air pressure comes up. Everything starts to work against you as far as grip goes in the corners.
Dale Jr., he just keeps running a little bit higher and a little bit higher. Got dust blowing out the back of his car. So I guarantee you that the 62 sees that in the mirror, and he'll be up there blowing dust with him before it's all said and done.
So he said in practice yesterday, I want to run that high groove, talking about Brendan Gaughan. He may be up there before you know it. How high can you go? Well, sometimes you go just a little bit too high. Ryan Reed, nice save there. Back live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Happy to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon on Fox Sports 1, third race of the year for the NASCAR Xfinity Series with Michael Waltrip, Kevin Harvick. I'm Adam Alexander, Vince Welsh, Chris Neville, Jamie Little down on pit road. We'll hear from our crew chief Larry McReynolds in a moment because it won't be long before we have another cycle of green flag pit stops. In fact, Larry, I'm sure you got something to say now. You burning up the calculator down there?
Well, I do. Yeah, this stop coming up, it would make it a one-stop race. But the biggest thing, we didn't get into green flag pit stops earlier. And we have 13 drivers making their first Xfinity Series start here at Las Vegas. I think Kevin and Michael touched on it earlier. This can be one of the trickiest pit roads to get onto. If you go back to last year, we had 19 pit road speeding penalties, and 11 of those 19 were in the first segment during a green flag stop.
Yeah, you better learn. And Larry, quite honest, we didn't see many people practicing getting on the pit road yesterday. I shot Kevin a text. I said, what's so hard about getting on this pit road? Interestingly to me, he said it's because the cone, the orange cone, is so far around the corner, it's sort of hard to judge what speed you need to be down to by the time you get there. So we have to watch that closely. Watched Eric Jones make a run to pit road that was really fast and effective. Be interesting to see if these other first-timers can do the same thing.
Well, there's a huge American flag that you can see right there, and just towards the turn 4 end of it is where you're going to hit the brakes and let off the gas and start downshifting, and that cone is all the way around the corner. So there's a lot of things happening in a very short amount of time, and the first pit road speed segments here are very close together from the cone to the first line, and you don't have, if you get in there too fast, you don't have any room to make up that speeding part of the first segment if you get in there too hot.
Bubba Wallace has decided he liked that Dale Earnhardt Jr. line. He's gone way up the hill and made his way back around Elliott Sadler.
He started a trend, the 88 car. Dale Jr. has started a new trend, and it's going as high up the racetrack as you feel like you're brave enough to do, and now half the field is running up there.
Speaking of the 88, fifth right now, Jamie.
Well, and he's doing it out of necessity. I know he looks like he's going forward in good lap times, but he's just saying he is wrecking loose. He needs a handle on this car. Said that wedge adjustment last time did not help him at all. They're looking at making a track bar adjustment this time to help the 88.
Yeah, we were talking about his car being nervous earlier, so that definitely confirms that he was too loose. And you know, when you have a condition that's either loose or tight, you can move up the racetrack and not drive the car in as far if you're too loose, and kind of go part throttle through the center of the corner and then get the car pointed in the right direction, and it's a little more forgiving up there.
We just went past the halfway mark in the race, and you and I were talking during the commercial break, Kevin. I mean, this is a long race, 300 miles for Xfinity Series teams. How much will a driver feel this track changing, and now we're starting to see those shadows creeping in down in turns 1 and 2?
Well, it's definitely going to change, and it's going to increase the speed as the shadows get bigger and come further onto the racetrack. So I'm getting nervous right now because I see the 7 on pit road already.
That starts the process there, Vince.
Reminded him 4,200 RPM so he doesn't get one of those speeding penalties that Larry was mentioning. Regan says the car is not terrible, just a little bit tight, so they're going to make an air pressure adjustment. Crew Chief Jason Burnett making the call. Want a nice smooth stop, and it is off and away for the 7 of Regan Smith.
Regan Smith, second in the championship a year ago, started out 2014 with a win at Daytona. Trying to get back to victory lane, and here comes the one of Elliott Sadler, Chris.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler's been charging nicely in this last run. He's saying the car a little bit tight, so he's trying a few different lines out there to see if he can find a little bit more speed, but so far, pretty happy with that car.
Looks like the 98 of Eric Almirola will come down pit road. The scheduled green flag pit stops. Eric Jones is in, Dakota Armstrong, and Denny Hamlin. Let's go back to Chris.
Well, Eric Jones saying that car a little bit tight early in the run, but then the car gets neutral. He's been very happy with it. If anything, he said Austin Dillon is beating him getting into the corner. Jamie.
Remember the pit issues for the 54 on the last stop, the jack malfunction. They went to a backup jack. This is Kyle Busch's Cup guys going over the wall. A solid team. They'll get it done here. Denny Hamlin just saying he needs some help. He's horrible in traffic. Vince?
The 3 of Ty Dillon says he just cannot go. The car's on the splitter in the middle of the corner, and that means he can't get it to turn the center. So they went big with an air pressure adjustment the first stop, and that did not work for Ty Dillon. Another 4 tire change. Jamie?
And his older brother, Austin Dillon, been about flawless today, making his long drive all the way down pit road to the #1 box. His car has been almost perfect. No adjustments the last time around. There's an adjustment there just to help him out, tighten him up a bit in 4 tires. Vince?
The car on the 6 of Bubba Wallace just too tight center out, so they made a chassis adjustment and an air pressure adjustment as well, just trying to get the young driver a better drive off the corner. The 62 is in, Chris.
Yeah, Brendan Gaughan was running 5th before this cycle of pit stops. He said that car just a little bit too tight. The guys he was running around beating him through the center of the corner. Jamie.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned Chase Elliott, how he just slipped and went backwards, just too loose in traffic, lacking rear grip. They were not happy in practice yesterday, made it a little better this morning in qualifying, but now that it's just warmer, they need to tighten this race car up to help him get some grip. You see the wrench in the right rear side of that car, make a track bar adjustment, they'll go down to tighten him up.
Left of your screen, you see Daniel Suarez. He was penalized for speeding earlier when he made a pit stop. Just got word that second-year driver Dakota Armstrong got nabbed for speeding this time around, and a spin at the entrance to pit road.
That's the 52. We had a driver change. I think, did we put Dexter Bean in that car?
Yep.
Joey
He's able to drive away, stay green.
There you go, 3,400 second gear. Nice job.
I will tell you what has happened on this pit stop. The 22 has made up a whole bunch of ground on the 33. They are about 2 car lengths apart, so I don't know where the time was gained or lost on pit road, but there was a drastic difference in time.
And Ryan Blaney was heating up the back bumper of Austin Dillon, and Austin's driven away a bit. You can see here, there's Daniel Suarez. He's stayed out so far, hasn't pitted, and he's leading the race. He'd like to have a caution right now, wouldn't he?
Well, I guarantee you what they were thinking was that car was spun out down there like, well, man, we're leading the race. We just need to stay out and do what we have to do to capitalize on this caution, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
So Suarez is going to make his way down pit road, give up the top spot. Eric Jones will inherit the race lead once his teammate gets his service. And prior to green flag pit stops, it was a 1.6 second advantage for Austin Dillon. We'll check the difference in a moment. First, we go to Chris.
And Daniel Suarez was running right outside the top 10 prior to these stops. He did report that he had some smoke in the cockpit early on in this race. That last pit stop, the team checked it out, said everything is okay. Just put your head down and drive. And that's what he's been doing.
Battle left of your screen for the top spot on track. Eric Jones has the lead. You got Austin Dillon right behind him. And prior to the stops, Ryan Blaney was running 3rd. That's where he is now. But before they came to pit road, he was 3 seconds back. That advantage now less than a second. He too has got a fast race car and did a nice job in that cycle of green flag pit stops.
And Eric Jones pitted just a lap before these other drivers. And you know, we talked about, Kevin, the fact that the tires are falling off and the times are falling off. He took advantage of a nice pit stop, a good job getting on off pit road, and those fresher tires for 1 lap, and it got him the lead. But he's got company.
I think we're finding out now exactly how good Austin Dillon is, because even when he wasn't out front, he's able to rally back, gets pinned in here. He'll have to be content for a moment to ride in the runner-up position.
And Eric Jones knows every lap that he can keep Austin Dillon behind him, the better off he and the harder it is going to become for Austin to pass him. So it's everything he can do to keep him back, and the lap cars are helping him pin him down there, but Austin's car is extremely fast.
You saw the numbers there from the pit stop a moment ago.
Pitting early was also an advantage for Regan Smith. We talked about that he was the one that started the pit road process, and he went from 7th to 5th. And this is a great battle, man, for the lead.
Top spot on the line in Las Vegas. The 33 inside of the 20. Austin Dillon trying to grab the top spot. They're working around lap traffic. That's Landon Castle, who serves as a pick. Austin Dillon back on point here at Las Vegas.
And here comes Ryan Blaney. You saw him sneak into the screen right there, but man, that 33 car is strong, and the way that all those lap cars played out right there definitely worked out for Austin.
You know, that answered a lot of questions for me.
Absolutely.
That's the first time that Austin's really had a lot of pressure on him. Not only was able to hold off Blaney, but he was able to get around Jones, and now he's leading the race again. Can he drive away from him?
Well, I'm with you, Mikey. I think as you see him go through traffic right there, it did not affect his car at all. I mean, he just drove right through him and just kept on motoring like he's done all day.
2 words to describe Austin Dillon this weekend in Las Vegas: hooked up. He's been fast all weekend long. A bit of adversity there, but the 33 on point again. The guys upstairs doing a great job today. This is the pass for the lead moments ago. Our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
Those tires are battle tested, and you talk about 190 miles an hour down into a bank turn. You better have some good tires under you. And I think that Austin Dillon must have a perfectly matched set right now.
He's had a whole bunch of perfectly matched sets. See, that car has been on a rail all weekend.
Extra seat time, always good. And it never hurts regardless of what the cars do to transfer, I'm sure. But from a confidence standpoint, you won last Saturday, had a great run on Sunday. What does today do for Austin, and how does that roll over to tomorrow?
Well, this is a confidence type of racetrack just because you're having to carry so much speed and then you're in the throttle so much and the car's bouncing around. The lines are moving all over the place and there's just a lot happening. So now that the cars have migrated closer together from a speed standpoint and how much you use the throttle, anything that you can do on a racetrack like this to boost your confidence is going to be a good thing. And there's so many different things happening in these cars, from low line to middle to high. The more you can be on the racetrack, the better rhythm you're going to be in.
These two are battling strong, and they're just a straightaway away from being lapped. Ty Dillon drove right up on Elliott Sadler. I guess he might have got a little loose there in 1 and 2, lost all of his momentum, but these guys are concerned about that. And that can be devastating once you get this late in the race, to get a lap down, if you're able to get it back or not.
Yeah, when you saw Ty right there behind the one car, it looked like that splitter still dragging into the ground, and he shot up the racetrack.
NASCAR is keeping an eye on the 18 of Daniel Suarez. On board with Denny Hamlin, who was riding behind his teammate a moment ago. We see the fluid picking up there, Chris. What are they saying down on the pits?
Well, Adam, I told you a bit ago that he was reporting some smoke inside that car, and the team took a look at it on the last pit stop, and they couldn't find anything. Well, now Daniel Suarez once again over the radio saying, hey, guys, there's really a lot of smoke in the cockpit here. The team saying, hey, just do the best you can, stay out as long as you can.
And those problems don't get better. They don't fix themselves. It's like we talked about an ill handling car putting 2 tires on it. When you get smoke coming out of the window net that you can visibly see, that problem isn't going to fix itself.
Speaking of a problem, what'd that do to Denny Hamlin's windshield? You saw all that fluid look like oil onto the camera. Had to get on Denny's windshield. I wonder if he's struggling to see.
Well, they just pitted 20 laps ago, so it's going to be a while before he can get back down the pit lane and peel it off.
Yeah, and you know, obviously that's probably oil coming out of the back of that car, because you see the smoke, and what happens is, you know, that stuff gets on your window, and it definitely creates a little bit of a foggier day out the front window as you're trying to make time. And as the sun sets, the view and the glares get a little bit worse every lap. So it's definitely not good for the window, but when they come in, they'll tear it off and it'll be just like new.
On board with Chris Buescher, what do you see here, the line he's taken as he went into turn 3 there, and now we look more at the battle for second. That's Eric Jones in the runner-up position. Saw Ryan Blaney coming in third, and we go back to go on board with Chris Buescher.
Well, Chris, you could tell after the first run that he was fighting some handling characteristics, and it sounds like his car was loose, and you hear him letting all the way out of the throttle right there. And I promise you that as fast as Austin Dillon is running, he's probably not having to let out of the throttle that much because his car just feels a lot better. But Chris is on the defense, and he's hunting around right now. He's on the white line down here, and he's on the top on the other end, so he's searching for something that is going to help his car.
Now that battle for the runner-up position. There's Ryan Blaney running second. Around Eric Jones.
Look at Jones.
Oh, man.
That car bobbled big time off turn 2, and he lost all his momentum, and around went Blaney.
And right where that bobble started, there's a huge bump right over the tunnel that's below the racetrack right there. And what'll happen is that left front will start to dip, and then the right front will start to dip, and the next thing you know, your car's sideways. So there's just a lot happening at that particular point in the track.
Just over 70 laps to go here in Las Vegas. Austin Dillon, the race leader. Ryan Blaney is second. Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Regan Smith, your top 5. To say Austin Dillon has been strong this weekend in Las Vegas would be a major understatement. He's nearly lapped all the way up to the top 10. Ryan Blaney is running second. Eric Jones is third. Denny Hamlin fourth. Regan Smith is fifth. He's now gotten around Elliott Sadler, so there are 10 cars on the lead lap, and it's really hard to put in perspective just how dominant that car has been since they unloaded here yesterday.
He's going all Kevin Harvick on him this week.
Yeah, and, you know, I think that they obviously just have the handling figured out a little bit better than everybody else. You hear Chris Buescher and some of those guys talk about being tight. You see Dale Jr. get loose right there, right at the beginning of those bumps.
Dale Jr.'s ninth right now, Jamie.
And he just said on the radio, I just had a big moment, just wrecking loose. They cannot tighten this car up. Talked to his crew chief. He said, Junior, I'm sorry, we just didn't make the right adjustments to start the race because it's just gotten progressively worse as you see him twitching all over the track. And Ty Dillon goes by him.
That's frustrating at this racetrack. You talked about the intense speed, how fast you go here, and you have to have so much throttle down in the corner to be able to keep up. And when you've got the throttle down and it steps out,
watch the front of this thing start. See that car start bouncing in the back, and when it starts bouncing like that, and you're loose, things really get amplified really fast, and they become very uncomfortable because these cars are all about momentum, and there's just a ton of throttle.
And right in Dale Jr.'s mirror is our leader, Austin Dillon.
Yeah, and it's not going to take long because Austin is making a lot of speed on the bottom of the racetrack, and all these guys are having trouble running the bottom of the racetrack through 1 and 2, bouncing around or sliding the back over those bumps, and he's able to just pin that thing right on the bottom down there, and he's going to put a lot of guys a lap down really fast because his car is handling so well.
Dale Jr. running 10th has now gone a lap down, and the next guy Austin will see on track to put a lap off the lead is younger brother Ty, who comes in running for the championship. Started 20th today. Dillon, the younger, has had a decent day, but he will be in jeopardy of losing a lap to his brother, who today is led 130 of 138 laps. It's one of the most dominant performances we've seen at a 1.5 mile track in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. While we were away, Ty Dillon got around Chase Elliott for 9th. Chase Elliott will now go a lap down to Austin Dillon, who pulls to the inside and drives by. 57 laps to go. And if you spent some time in the garage in the last couple of weeks and you talk to the guys from Richard Childress Racing, they feel really good about the changes they made to their program in the offseason. It's showing here today.
windows open up for these guys to make it at lap 143. I think we need to go a little deeper than that for green-white checkers. We didn't get it full all the way. We didn't get it full all the way last time.
That's not good news. But the window's open, that's what they said. So that means they can make it from here on. We're at lap 144 now. So you can pit as soon as you need to now and make it to the advertised distance. But if there's overtime, which we have a lot in NASCAR, you could be in trouble.
It seems like that happens a lot here too, as you get those late race restarts, and as soon as everybody tries to be really aggressive here, they start piling on.
Larry, what are you thinking strategy-wise here?
Well, yeah, I just had been doing some calculating, and they're absolutely right. The window just opened that you could make it to the end. Fuel-wise, they can go about another 10 to 12 laps, but I think we could see a little bit of a cat and mouse game. This might be what it takes to beat Austin Dillon, because remember on that earlier set of green flag pit stops, when Regan Smith and Ryan Blaney jumped in there early, what an advantage they had, because right now, you're looking at about a second and a quarter to second and a half a lap when you put the fresh tires on versus older tires.
And Larry, we're closing now on 90 consecutive green flag laps. And I got to believe that puts a lot of pressure on these drivers to try and find the portion of racetrack where they can go to make the car handle.
And just appreciate what Eric Jones is doing. We saw him about spin out 10 laps ago and lose that second spot. He's adjusted his line like Kevin talked about. He's got another throttle on and off going on, so he's making differences and he's challenging for that second spot back again. That's really impressive.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about these cars is it's never the same. You know, every lap you feel something different, or you do something different, or something happens during the run and you find a spot that will help drag the car around the corner with the apron or the white line, or the wind's blowing like it is here today, where it's coming around the edges of these grandstands and really affects the car on the entrance of turn 1 and the exit of turn 4. So there's just so many things going on inside of these cars that you have to adjust for lap after lap.
No brotherly love here. When Austin Dillon gets a chance to drive around Ty, he's going to do it. Ty's in the 8th position, but in jeopardy of going a lap down with 52 to go.
I know it used to really make me mad when my brother would lap me.
Now these two are very competitive, to say the least.
They race dirt cars together, they race Xfinity cars together, and they really like beating each other. And it's got to be really frustrating for Ty. Is he making a hand signal to his brother there?
Now we knew the window was open. Won't be long before these drivers are coming down the pit lane. It'll be the second consecutive cycle of green flag pit stops.
We heard him talk earlier. We heard Ty talk earlier about how they made his car exactly the same. I love the crew chief talk. You look on the spoiler, his has got an ear and his brother's doesn't. They're almost identical.
Saw the numbers there, putting in perspective how long this green flag run is. A couple of different occasions we've gone north of 100 consecutive laps under green.
Here comes a leader to pit road, it looks like. That's Ryan Blaney waving out the window, letting the people around him know that he's planning on pitting.
They did a great job in that last cycle. They're 6 seconds back of race leader Austin Dillon as they come to pit road here, and they'll make their stop with 50 laps to go.
That's the gamble that Larry Mack talked about. You come to pit road early. If the caution comes out, it's going to bite you. But by pitting right now, he can gain that valuable track position back he had lost to Dillon.
Here he comes, Jamie.
And crew chief Greg Irwin knows how to get the job done. Won this race 2 years ago with Sam Hornish Jr. Brings his driver in for the first of these green flag stops. Saying he's a bit loose, a big chassis adjustment there. They want to go down on the track bar once again, and 4-sticker tires, they'll fill them up with Sunoco fuel. Wipe the grill while they're at it.
And as Ryan Blaney makes his stop, Ty Dillon doing a great job of staying on the tail end of the lead lap. Should the caution come out, that would be huge for him. And I'm telling you, once his brother got there, he won't give the spot up.
Yeah, and he's driven right up to the back bumper of Bubba Wallace.
Left here.
The next position on the lead lap.
90, one red at the line. One red at the line right there.
And now he can breathe a little easier because older brother Austin has given up the lead coming down pit road.
He can breathe a little easier, but he better get to pit road. He had that lead lap position when he was on the track with Austin, but now he's got to get to pit road so he doesn't lose that valuable time.
Second car in this cycle, the 33, Jamie.
They didn't get it full last time, and that's about the only thing they haven't done right the last 2 days. Austin Dillon saying car is just fine. No changes right now. 4 tires. They'll fill them up with Sunoco fuel, enough to get them the rest of the way. 48 laps to go.
As he makes his pit stop, the new race leader is Eric Jones. Denny Hamlin is cycled up to second. Brendan Gaughan is third. Regan Smith, and now Ty Dillon shown fifth.
Chris Buescher is going to need an adjustment as well. He's wobbling all over the track with a loose car. I wonder if they got an adjustment for him, Vince.
They certainly do. At least Chris Buescher hopes so. He says that car is loose in and loose off, and he just can't do anything with it. You saw the wrench in the rear window to give him an adjustment, try to snug him up for the 60 in this final lap run. The 7 of Regan Smith also doesn't quite have the car that he wanted. In fact, he said after the adjustment on the previous stop, it actually got a little bit worse on entry. So they're going back on that stop. Jason Burnett, the crew chief, trying to give Regan Smith something better to work with.
Third week that driver crew chief combination has been together. Burdett coming over from the 88 Sprint Cup Series team to take over crew chief duties for Regan Smith. He exits the pit lane, and as he goes off, coming in, the 3 of Ty Dillon. Scheduled green flag pit stop with 46 laps to go, Vince.
Well, they've been fighting tight throughout the course of the afternoon today and had it on the splitter. And he says now, again, it's just too tight. They haven't been able to get a good race car under the hands of Ty Dillon throughout the course of this weekend. They've really been fighting it, hoping that they had something better today, but it just hasn't worked out. While his brother Austin has been dominant, Ty and this 3 team has been searching.
And now Eric Jones will give up the top spot. He comes to pit lane with 45 laps remaining, Chris.
Yeah, and leading a handful of laps there. Eric Jones been very happy with the 20 car for most of the day. This team really debating if they should make some adjustments here. He's saying, if anything, let's try and tighten the car up. If he has anything for these leaders, he says he's got to be able to get into the corner a little bit harder.
So again, these are scheduled green flag pit stops, and as Eric Jones comes down, his teammate Denny Hamlin takes over the race lead. He will now give up the top spot. You ride on board with him as he comes for his service. Lap 156 of 200 complete. That puts Brendan Gaughan in the race lead. Let's cover the stop for Denny Hamlin. Jamie, here he comes.
Like you said, he led a lap. That was the plan. He's a little free in, a little tight off rolling the center. So they have made progress on this car. They overcame a bad pit stop earlier in the day. Last stop, they were good. They made a big chassis adjustment last time. That really helped Denny Hamlin. And you guys were talking about Eric Jones. He will be in the 54 car next week at Phoenix. They'll fill him up, put on the left side tires. He's down and away, guys.
That'll be good for everybody involved. I think we all know how good Eric Jones is when it comes to Phoenix International Raceway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. battling his race car in the second half of this race. A lap down, but he's coming for service here, Jamie.
Oh, Dale Jr. has had one heck of a day. He has been loose, wrecking loose is all he has said on the radio. They're going to try to tighten him up here for this last run. 2 rounds out of right rear wedge was the call. You see it in the right, there it is right there. 2 rounds and 4 tires. Let's go back to Vince.
The 6-car Bubba Wallace coming in. It's been a solid day for him today. They're running for the championship. They want to get as many laps in and get as good a finish as they can. And it's been one of those average days. It's a 3-3 on entry, so they're going to tighten him up in the 6 of Darrell Wallace. Chris?
Brendan Gaughan on his final stop. He's been saying that car's tight all day. After that last round of adjustments, the car a little bit better. He's been trying various lines out there. He said when he's running low, the car a bit too tight. When he's running high, that back end a little too nervous.
Looked like Darrell Wallace Jr. struggled getting down to pit road speed. I don't know if he made it or not. He was really fast when he passed the cone. Maybe he got it woed up.
New man on point, the guy that won the championship a year ago, Chase Elliott, 5th in this race last season, but he too will have to make a pit stop. Last time he came down for service, lap 107. You see Chase left of your screen, right of your screen, Ryan Reed, who won at Daytona.
There's the caution.
Completing his service, and now the caution is out.
Turn.
And it's out for the 90 of Mario Gosselin. And I'm watching Chase Elliott. Does he come down here and he just drives through right and then comes around?
He's got to keep going.
Do not stop. Keep going.
Yeah, those guys, Chase was going to be a lap down, and if as long as they waited to pit, he's not going to have to spend that time on pit road. So now he's going to get his lap back.
Yeah, they're telling him to save all the gas he can. They stretched that as far as they could, and they got a break there. This caution, a huge break for Chase. He was a lap down, And that caution ended a 100-lap green flag segment.
Wow. A lot to reset when we come back. A late caution. It comes out when Mario Goslin spins off the corner. Austin Dillon, your race leader. .38 laps to go here in Las Vegas. Austin Dillon leads, no surprise. He's led 146 of our 162 laps today. Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, the top five. Chase just got a huge break when the caution came out as he was making his way to pit road, so he drove through. He will come in and get his service. And other guys in that category that benefited here, Daniel Suarez and Brennan Poole, neither one of them had made their stop under green. And so now pit road is open. They can all come down and breathe a huge sigh of relief because they did not run out of gas, something all these guys had to be concerned about.
Well, these three cars, the 9, the 7, and the 18, they basically got themselves back on the lead lap by staying out. So at least the 9 and the 18 did them, and 7, yes.
Regan Smith is in, Vince.
Yeah, they're going to top him up with the fuel, put 4 fresh tires on him, and Jamie Little down pit road as well.
And Ernie Cope with the call for the 9 car. They had a chance. Look at 3 rounds of track bar down. That's how loose this car is. Chase Elliott actually saying it is junk. So they're going to fill him up, wipe the grill, hope they tighten him up a bit and gain a few spots here.
So now everyone has their service. They're good to go to the end. We'll reset those drivers inside the top 10 when we come back. Among them, Ty Dillon, who got the free pass, will be back on the lead lap. How good is NASCAR on Fox? We got the best in the business. Under caution for the 4th time today here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And the lead cars, were they really thinking about coming down pit road here?
No, I think they're playing games. One of them said, I'm going to get over that way just in case I have to, but I think that's all about making sure you're protecting your ground.
There were some others behind him that needed to come to pit road, came down and got their service. Good to have you with us late on a Saturday afternoon on Fox Sports 1 with Michael Waltrip and Kevin Harvick. I'm Adam Alexander. And for Austin Dillon, I don't know why he would have ever considered coming to pit road. He's got the fuel he needs to go the distance, and he's been incredible here today.
That thing has been incredibly fast, and I think right now is when you start to get nervous, you want to capitalize on a day like this when you have a fast car and you want to win the race. So you see these cautions come out here at the end, and you start to get nervous because things start to get a little bit more aggressive as we get close to the end of the race.
And think about this. He didn't adjust that car under the green flag stop. You know he didn't. It's too good. But the other guys worked on their cars. Maybe that last adjustment is just what Ryan Blaney and Eric Jones need to compete with Austin. It'll be interesting to see.
You can't beat this, right? 35 to go. Got a restart, little shootout to the finish. And I'm going to go on record as saying this won't be our final caution of the day.
The aggression level is going up.
Cautions breed cautions, I've heard before, and the reason being is you got to get all you can get now. You might give a guy a little bit of a break if he tries to squeeze you early in the going. Now it's all take. There's no give left.
Austin Dillon once again chooses the outside lane. Ryan Blaney to his left. Team Penske's won the last 2 races here. Blaney driving the 22 this weekend for the captain. And right behind him, a pair from Joe Gibbs Racing, the coach. Never gone to victory lane in the Xfinity Series here at Las Vegas. We get the restart with 34 laps to go.
The last restart, Blaney didn't get a good one. He got put 3 wide in the middle. This time he takes advantage of a strong start.
Now you'll see the side draft as that 33 comes up off the door. And
look at Eric Jones. He's going to make it 3 wide or try. Blaney blocked him.
Yeah, it killed both of their momentum.
Denny Hamlin making a move in that outside lane. Good battle here. Bubba Wallace, Elliott Sadler. You saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now Brendan Gaughan inside of Regan Smith.
Wow. Blaney barely cleared Hamlin. Went up the track to grab that spot.
Eric Jones slid back to 5th or 6th on the restart. He's got Chase Elliott to his outside. Caution. 5th of the day. Dakota Armstrong in the wall.
Hard into that outside wall.
I told you we weren't done
waving
the yellow flag yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was just bad from the get-go. That's just too many cars and not enough space going into the corner.
You can see contact with David Starr on the inside, and Ryan Reed was on the outside. And you get turned that way on the straightaway, Kevin, rarely does it end well.
Yeah, and I think what he was trying to do, he got up and got into the 16 just a touch, and he pulled it too fast and got into the car below him, and then he just lost control.
Darrell Wallace Jr. gets back on the lead lap. He's the free pass car, running in the 11th position, and that's good news for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He will now be the first car 1 lap down, and we'll try to maintain that position and hope we get another late race caution.
That's what happened in Daytona. He was a lap down. We got a late race caution, but he couldn't take advantage of. Got a top 10 finish, but he was behind all day.
32 laps to go. Austin Dillon trying to hang on in Las Vegas. He's led 152 of 168 laps here this afternoon. The West Coast swing continues next Saturday afternoon as we go to the Desert Mile, Phoenix International Raceway. That'll be a great Saturday afternoon on Fox. Brad Keselowski will be with Michael and I in the booth. Kevin Harvick going back to that 88 car, and we'll see you at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm looking at the schedule here. You've got 2 of the next 3, Kevin, and I'm liking your rhythm here because you're with us in the booth, and then the next week you win. At least that's what happened the last couple of weeks. So Phoenix should be good for you next week.
Well, on Saturday, we all have a lot better chance now that Kyle Busch is not in the race, because that place he is absolutely dominated. But I love going to Phoenix. It's just been a great racetrack for us on Sunday and a lot of fun to race.
2014 was a pretty good year for you at Phoenix, wasn't it?
It wasn't too bad.
A one and done in November there. You walk off and you make it to the season finale at Homestead where you won the title. And we're so happy to have you here in the booth. And you guys coming up here, donating your time to us at Fox, and then we in turn giving back to your foundation. And I know your foundation doing some great things right now.
Yeah, we've just had a lot of fun doing different things with the foundation. Right now we're in the middle of doing some things with the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation along with the Kevin Harvick Foundation. We just put a $1.2 million field in behind the Boys and Girls Club in Greensboro, and getting ready to do some more exciting things as we go back to my hometown. So it's been a lot of fun. So fun when you can give back like that.
It's been good for everybody, and I know everyone at Fox is glad to be a part of that as well. Brendan Gaughan, the hometown kid, going to restart 4th here.
Don't give him a little shove, I'm sure there, aren't you, Brandon?
I'll give him a shove until it's time to go by him, sir.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I can assure you that 54 is going to push at 22 good and hard.
I've heard that voice a lot. That's Richard Childress obviously talking there, and he's just trying to make sure that they do everything they can to capitalize on winning this race.
That wasn't a question as much as it was a suggestion. Would you guess?
I would guess that. So definitely in a good position there to have your team cars lined up.
And that's a bit of a risk if you get a guy trying to push you and you get those back tires spinning. How do you balance that? How much can you push?
These cars push good. It's like we talked at Daytona. They want to be attached to each other. The bumpers are nice and flat, but you can still mess it up. That's for sure. As drivers, we can mess anything up.
Well, and I think it's interesting. The last two restarts, we've seen them try to go 3 wide. If they go 3 wide, that puts Austin Dillon in a really tough position if the 2 below them get loose, which are accustomed to seeing here.
Yeah, and I think Denny down behind the 22 will be interesting. He didn't get a great restart last time with Austin on the outside, but they were nose to nose. They were side by side going into turn 1. So it'll be interesting to see what happens off of turn 2.
Isn't it great it comes to this? He's dominated the race, but we got to restart here. He could lose a thing on.
Austin Dillon going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Go out and earn it. Green flag, 28 laps remaining. Great restart for the 33.
Yeah, and he got a much better restart that time, so he's definitely in control as he goes into turn 1, goes straight to the bottom, and now he's back in control of the race.
Brendan Gaughan side by side with Ryan Blaney for 2nd. They're side by side behind him for 4th. Eric Jones a part of that mix with his teammate Denny Hamlin.
We've talked about Brendan Gaughan making that 62 car better and better all day long with his adjustments. He's got a shot at Austin Dillon here. Yeah. Oh, sideways.
That's Ryan Blaney going sideways. What a save and a hard hit. Nose first for Eric Jones.
Lock her down. Lock her down. Stay right there, bud.
Talked about loose on the inside. They are racing for the 5th position. Blaney's on the inside in that 22 car, and it's just going to step out on him.
Got a little too much of the apron there, and the 20 was coming by and just pulled him around a little bit, and he just was able to not keep off of him.
Anything else there? Sorry.
Oh, did you see those back tires up off the ground? What a huge hit.
Right on top of you. Right on top of you. Still there. Keep coming. You're clear. 120. Keep coming. Come on. He's wrecking. Johnson's out. Johnson's out.
That was a great perspective of what you said. Looking back from Denny's car and seeing the rear wheels of the 20 pop off the ground. And the good news is Eric Jones climbing from the race car. He's okay, but disappointed because he had a tremendous vehicle here today.
Well, there's a lot happening in that particular part of the corner. The grandstands end over there, and from about the center of that corner to the grandstands, the cars just get loose right there. And right now the aggression level is up. Everybody's trying to do everything they can do to get the best position and try to win a race. But when you see them side by side like that, they just get loose. And you're going to see Blaney. He's going to just get a little bit too much apron right before that, and he starts to wiggle as Eric starts to come back around him, and it just keeps pulling that car around, and he's just not able to keep it off of the 18 car. So just a really tricky part of the racetrack over there where the cars get loose.
On board with Brennan.
All clear, one back on the bottom one. Half back, full up top, watch them wrecking, low, low, low. All clear here, all clear. Good job.
What a great day for Brendan Poole. Brendan Poole's got better and better all day long, racing up inside of the top 10 now.
Yeah, and as I watched you guys go through practice, when his first laps on the racetrack, he was a second off. And he crept into it, and sometimes that's something you can't explain to people, is just creep up on it. You don't have to be a hero right off the bat. I saw Kyle Larson up there helping him, and he's done a great job in just getting better.
You can see there that Eric Jones hard into the outside wall past where the safer barrier is against the outside wall, so he found the concrete there, and that's why you see so much damage to that car, and I'm sure that was quite a blow to Eric. And it's a testament to the safety of these cars. A head-on crash in the outside wall like that, he popped out. He looks to be fine. I know he'll be sore tomorrow. Look at that angle of impact.
And I know Twitter's going to blow up. They're going to say, oh, NASCAR this, NASCAR that, no safer barrier. But there is a huge push right now to get these safer barriers fixed. And when you see the where he hit and where it's backed up to on those safer barriers, where that thing tapers off is really for the drivers, and really how the drivers wanted it coming up off the corners to be able to not take away the racetrack. Now the new theory is, let's just put the safer barriers everywhere. Let's fix these racetracks. And obviously it's only been a few weeks since Daytona, but NASCAR's got a huge push right now, and the tracks as well, to fix all this stuff.
So the top 5 right now, Austin Dillon leads. Brendan Gaughan second. Denny Hamlin third. Regan Smith is 4th. And restarting 5th in a moment, Ryan Blaney in the 22.
I just got really loose down there. Sorry if I got into him, but just got really loose. Felt like he was right on my door. Trying to get stay off of him.
Yeah, and it's just not a point in a race where you have the option to let off, really. When you're running second or third, you want to do everything you can do and take risk and try to win a race. So everybody's pushing really hard. And like I say, that is, in my opinion, outside of the bumps in 1 and 2, that is the trickiest part of the track.
Had a 100-lap green flag run, followed by a 2-lap green flag run and a single-lap green flag run. So some cautions late.
We heard Ryan Blaney say he felt like that the 20 car side drafted him, got right on his quarter panel. And like you said, Kevin, you got to be all out right now. You're racing for the win. And when you take a chance and you side draft the inside car, you know it could make him loose. You hope it makes him loose and you get the spot. In this case, he got loose and he took the other guy with him.
Here comes Ryan Blaney, Jamie.
And unfortunate for both drivers. Ryan Blaney having a good day. They finally got the car working in the right direction. Coming into pit right now, they'll check out, make sure there is no damage. They'll put 4 fresh tires on it. They said don't put any fuel in it. That should help them. So that is the call. They'll take a look at it, wipe the grill. Looks like no damage on the 22.
That's good news for Ryan Blaney, and good news also for one of his Ford teammates, Eric Almirola. The first car 1 lap down. He gets the free pass. We'll be back on the lead lap. And now we go to our Hisense smart move of the race.
You can see there's a half a car width between them as they exit the corner. Jones is just making a pass and Blaney gets into him, but what a save by Blaney, huh?
Yeah, and I know what Blaney's saying right there, but Eric Jones really didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he's just racing as hard as he can. He's trying to put the guy in the bottom, and he didn't put him in. He wasn't like he was laid against his door. He was obviously really close, but he's trying to put that guy in a position to where he can get by him and utilize that side draft coming up off the corner, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, he left plenty of space.
Plenty of space
on
I
entry, and then he just was running his line on exit. So I think you understand you're going to get loose, and maybe Ryan thought he was closer than he actually was.
And I still think that Ryan started that just a little bit further back in the center of the corner when he drug that splitter and that left front tire on the apron, and it just caused it to come up the racetrack a little bit, and then Eric was there.
Austin Dillon leads this race. Brendan Gaughan is second, and he's excited for this upcoming week because his Georgetown Hoya is going to be one of the favorites to win the Big East Tournament in New York City, presented by New York Life. Our coverage on Fox Sports 1 begins on Wednesday. We're streaming live at Fox Sports Go, Villanova, Butler, Seton Hall, Providence. Some of the teams to keep an eye on in the Big Apple as March Madness gets underway.
Seton Hall Pirates could be tough in this tournament.
You love the Seton Hall Pirates.
You know I do. I love the Big East tournament. I love the Big Apple. But what I love most is another shot at Austin Dillon. He was driving away with this race, but these restarts, you have to execute. You saw how intense and how close it gets. He's got to get off to a good start like he did on the last one, but he's got company on the front row. Instead of having a teammate behind him that he knew would give him a push, he doesn't have any help anymore.
I thought you were going to tell me just like Pirates. The other thing that's exciting, you see Chase Elliott, that move that he saved himself from a lap, he's now 5th. You got Ty Dillon who got his lap back. Daniel Suarez is 8th. So a lot going on, a lot of movers.
You know, you got to appreciate Daniel Suarez. He got in that car yesterday afternoon after Matt Kenseth ran it a few laps. He was 2 seconds off of him. He didn't have any speed. He's just stayed with it, got better and better. We saw the same thing in Atlanta. Impressed by Daniel Suarez.
They've now added a lap, so it'll be one more circuit before we go green. And let's reset the top 10. Kevin touched on some of those drivers that are up there, and deservedly so. Austin Dillon has dominated this race, leading 161 laps today. Brendan Gaughan is second. Denny Hamlin third. Regan Smith has not been a guy we've talked a lot about today, but he too has managed the afternoon quite nicely. He is fourth. His teammate and defending champ Chase Elliott restarting in the 5th position. Other drivers inside the top 10. You got Denny Hamlin up there. Talked about Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and Darrell Wallace Jr. And you talk about dominance at 1.5-mile tracks. Well, no surprise at some of the names that are on this list. Kyle Busch certainly has had his fair share of success. See Dale Earnhardt there, 1986 at Charlotte, leading 194, and Ty Dillon, 192. Austin Dillon, 192 of 200 laps in his first career victory at Kentucky.
Pretty impressive. You know, it's not very often in this day and age that you can bring a race car to the racetrack that is that dominant.
And while he may not earn a spot on the list we just saw, Austin Dillon taking care of business again this afternoon.
You know, I heard a key word that you just said, and that was manage. You know, you see these guys manage in different situations. You saw a lot of the guys that are racing for points lead a lap and stay out. This is also another section where you got guys that are just trying to win like Austin is. Everybody wants to win, but you've got Denny Hamlin who just wants to win, and Regan Smith and Brendan Gaughan up there racing for points. So there's two totally different agendas here.
And think about Brendan Gaughan. We know cars get loose on the bottom of the racetrack. That's his teammate that he's going to be lined up beside, and he's already got some words of encouragement from Richard Childress. Richard probably said, let's make sure we do this one clean too.
21 to go at Las Vegas.
He's going to be there. Austin didn't clear him, and he's going to be able to just side draft him just enough.
Great restart for Brendan Gaughan in that inside lane.
Now you'll see it go the other way. You'll see that high groove get a little bit of a side draft, and now here comes the guys behind him, and he's going to be close to clearing him when he gets to 3. Yep.
Oh, he made it happen.
Regan Smith is there. Ty Dillon, Denny Hamlin. Nice mix to the front.
How bad does Brendan Gaughan want to win in his hometown? He's giving it all he's got, but what a strong car for Austin Dillon.
And his brother Ty caught the wall coming off of turn 4. Good job to gather it in and not lose too much momentum.
Yeah, he hit the wall pretty hard there. It'll be interesting to see if that car will still turn like it needs to, if he caught that right front fender or just the door on back.
Look at the run Denny Hamlin got off turn 2. He was able to drive the inside of Gaughan and clear him.
Outside lane, you see the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Middle. Hold tight here. Your middle.
He's the first car 1 lap down. Talking about Dale Jr. Needs a caution late to get back in the game. The Roush cars of Elliott Sadler, Darrell Wallace Jr. doing a nice job there. Sadler actually scored 1 lap down in 13th, but Wallace finds himself 8th late in the race.
And look who's charging. There's Darrell Wallace on the higher side. You see Elliott Sadler below him.
Is this taking advantage of the damage from where Ty hit the wall a moment ago?
100%. As soon as you get those fenders knocked in like that, it's probably got the splitter knocked in, it's got the right front fender knocked in, and he's losing the front end.
Who I said was charging. Ryan Blaney went to pit road, repaired a little bit of damage, got some tires, and he is strong, racing inside the top 5 already.
Yeah, and most likely they probably put some air in those tires so that he could take off a little bit better than he has all day. But in the end, his tires are going to be the freshest, and if he gets another caution, he's going to be right back in this thing.
After getting around Brendan Gaughan, Blaney now finds himself in the 4th position. Teammates side by side there for 6th. You saw the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 7 of Regan Smith.
I'm impressed with Regan. You know, they've battled all day, and he's keeping the 33 at bay, but they've had a good day of managing those situations and putting themselves in position to win here at the end.
Here comes Regan Smith off the corner, trying to chase down the 33 of Austin Dillon. The advantage last time around, 0.6 of a second, 16 laps remaining.
You don't think that 3 car for Ty Dillon could be having a tire going down? He's got a lot of damage on the right front. Look at him driving that baby in there. That's just good work right there. Great shot by our camera guys, and you could tell how busy he was trying to keep that thing out of the outside wall.
Yeah, I was going to say, great work by the camera guys. He just kind of misjudged there and got into the side of the 6 and about wrecked them both.
That's the 2nd big save that Ty has had here since that last restart. On board with Chris Buescher.
Look at this mess Buescher's looking at.
Well, Ty just got put in a really bad spot there because he had the 1 car coming on the bottom, and he's trying to get up underneath the 6 car there, and the 1 actually got him loose, and I think probably got him into the side of the 6.
Ryan Blaney working against Denny Hamlin, battling for 3rd on track. All of this happening behind race leader Austin Dillon. They're almost 2 seconds behind the top spot on track. Here comes Chase Elliott.
Another car that's managed a good day. Chase, they've been off today and now put themselves in a position and capitalizing on that fuel strategy or the caution that they had with their fuel earlier.
And he's running in front of some of the guys that he came in behind in the championship chase. So if he can find his way into the top 5 and stay in good running condition, Chase could be in line for a very nice points day here in Las Vegas.
That is a dominating performance today by that 33 car. And Kevin, how many times have you had that where you unloaded the car and you won practice and you won qualifying and your car is just perfect all day long, you dominate and you win the race? It doesn't happen often.
Well, I've had a few of those days in those RCR cars, and I know back in 2006, 2007, 2001, these guys put a lot of effort into their Xfinity Series programs, and it's basically just a cup effort, and they do a really good job. They got off a little bit last year. They came back at the end of the year, ran good. Putting Austin back in these cars is going to give that team some experienced Sunday drivers to be able to give them feedback and get them where they need to be, and you can see how much it's paying off.
Man, I think if Blaney could clear Denny racing side by side and then get a caution, I like what you said, Adam. He could be somebody that could finally do something with Austin Dillon. Power move there around the bottom and Denny.
So Ryan Blaney moves up to 3rd. Let's get a report from Chris.
Well, Eric Jones has been treated and released down here at the Infield Care Center. And Eric, obviously these restarts get pretty aggressive. What happened there?
22 just lost it. Obviously not a lot of car control on his end today, but really unfortunate to be taken out that late. Had a strong car, one I thought could have probably contended for the 33 for the win, but just an awesome Interstate Batteries Camry. Thanks to Norm and everybody at Interstate for doing this race. I wish we could have brought him home a better finish, but the ending doesn't take away from our day. We ran up front, led laps, had a fast car. The finishes will come. It's just a shame that it had to end the way it did, but awesome job by everybody, pit crew. Awesome stops all day. Got the lead on the pits under green, so just a shame we couldn't finish it out.
Thanks, Eric.
And you know, to add insult to injury, when you get wrecked by another competitor and you see him running up there trying to win the race, it's really hard to have it taken away from you like that. And frustrated Eric Jones. And talking about trying to win the race, last time by, Ryan Blaney 2/10 faster than Austin Dillon. He's going to take away the second spot and set his sights on the 33. God, that was tight.
He clears this 7 car in time. We're going to have a race on our hands before it's all said and done. But on the other side of that, you never know how hard that 33 is going right now, because that thing has been a bullet all weekend.
8 laps to go. And Ryan Blaney trying to get around Regan Smith, and then he would have clear sailing to try and run down the race leader, Austin Dillon. Off of turn 2, the 22 slides up in front of the 7. He is clear. Move Ryan Blaney to the runner-up spot. And now 7.5 laps to try to go after Austin Dillon, who has been nothing shy of spectacular today, leading 177 laps so far.
Guys, I think he's going to get there. I mean, that was a power move. And he still gained 0.3 of a second on our leader. He's only a second behind.
Yeah, and a lot of times what happens is you get some cycles on these tires, and they don't run as fast as they do when they're new, like Ryan's are right now. And he's able to manage that car on the bottom of the racetrack, which is where Austin has been the strongest all day. So it's gonna be close if he doesn't make a huge mistake and cost himself a chunk of time.
Did you see that? He is on the edge of control. He barely held that thing off the outside wall.
This is a team that felt like they probably had a chance to win, maybe should have won the first couple of weeks of the season, didn't. And here today, we all know that Austin Dillon has been the dominant car, but perhaps the 22 can rally and steal one away from the 33. 5.5 laps remaining at Las Vegas.
He is coming.
Well, here's the hard part. The closer he gets, the worse that car is going to handle.
Look at that. What car
What a
control. You talk about not having any. He had it there. That was just about a crash. And despite that big spin, he still broke even with Austin on that lap time-wise. That's just putting it all out there, Kevin.
You got to love it. I mean, you know, they are racing for points, but these guys want to win races, and to see those cars out of control like that just lets everybody at home know how hard these guys are pushing to try to win a race.
That exit from turn 4 last time was just simply amazing that he held onto that car.
Both these guys going to be racing here tomorrow afternoon, but putting on a heck of a show on a Saturday in Las Vegas. 4 laps to go, and last time they came across the start-finish line, the advantage for Dillon, a half a second over Blaney.
Blaney's going to have to do something different. When you get this close, the front of the car is going to wash out, and here the car's probably going to get loose. So he's going to have to go where the 33 car is not, most likely, to have his best chance.
You can see he really gains on Austin through the center of the corner, but the car gets loose and upset on exit. But another 2/10 off that lead right there.
3 laps to go at Las Vegas.
Now it's not tenths, it's car length, and there's only a couple in there.
Man, he is there.
He's got to plot his move. Again, Austin Dillon has dominated this race, leading 181 of 197 laps.
There he goes, Kevin, like you said, taking a different line through 3 and 4.
Blaney looking outside. Not enough room to make the pass. Nose to tail for the lead. Start-finish line. Near contact with 2 laps remaining.
What a block. He drove him all the way to the grass. And it worked.
Yeah, well, right now Austin's on defense, and that's, you know, that's one of the things that he's going to have to do. He's going to have to block. He's obviously not got the fastest car at this particular point, so he's got to get defensively aggressive.
The fresher tires on on Blaney are really paying off, but that block really played off. Can he block him again? This is the last lap coming to the white.
White flag.
Half back.
Austin Dillon leads. Will he have the top spot when they come back around? Blaney high into turn 1.
Half back, right to you. To your bumper, right with you now. Still half back.
This is intense.
1 back.
Dillon maintains that top position. Into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Dillon off the corner. Blaney sideways. Checkered flag is out. 3rd career win for Austin Dillon.
What a race, guys. 2 guys just laying it all on the line. That was awesome.
How about NASCAR?
Oh, come on. God almighty. Oh, good job, everybody. Great weekend.
Lead 184 laps and have to put a block on a guy with 2 to go to win the race. That's how tight it got at the end. What a great run.
My heart's beating.
Mine too. I like it a lot. Watch this 22 car, what he puts into this last corner. Gets a little bit loose in the center, but he doesn't give up.
Oh, wow.
That's NASCAR at its finest there. 2 kids just wanting it so bad, giving it all they had.
Second straight week, the 22 car has come home a runner-up. Last week it was Harvick that got him. This week it's Austin Dillon who gets the checkered flag, the 3rd of his career, coming at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. More post-race coverage on the way. Right now it's Fox Sports Live. Let's go to Jay and Dan there in Los Angeles. It was a finish. You said it, Kevin. It was a great race today, and Austin Dillon doing everything he needed to do down the stretch to keep Ryan Blaney behind him.
He had to get aggressive, and he had to throw some blocks, but when you get inside 5 laps to go and you've had that dominant of a day, you want to do whatever you have to do to try to win. And he did one heck of a burnout, too.
Watch this. I can't believe how far he decided he was going to take Ryan Blaney to the inside. Look, almost put him in the grass. Blaney makes a little contact. You throw a block on a guy like that, you take a chance on them wrecking you. And Blaney almost did that.
And this apron lends itself to that because it's flat and it's paved, and as drivers, you'll go anywhere you want to go. But that last save was amazing.
I love that kid.
Gosh.
When you're Austin Dillon, in that situation, how much of your moves are premeditated versus just reacting to what you see behind you as you get the head first slide, the patented celebration for Austin Dillon?
Yeah, I don't know about that slide.
Well, I know about what's premeditated. He watched that mirror and he said, baby, I've led this race all day long. You ain't going to just take it away. You're going to have to take it. You're not just going to be giving it.
Ryan Blaney gave it all he had and finished a runner-up today.
And Austin Dillon's dad, Mike, just came down and gave Ryan a congratulatory shake for that outstanding run. Take us to that last couple of laps. Austin obviously blocking. You had the faster car. What's going through your mind there?
Oh, well, just, apologize to Eric Jones. He just kind of sucked me around there, and unfortunately I tried to stay off of him and got his left rear, and hate to see that. But no, we had a great car there. It was a good call to come take tires. Greg Irwin made a good call to come get 4 and tighten me up. I was really loose all day, and that kind of brought it to life. And I think with new tires helped it out too. And we were coming, and I got a good run off of 4, and he did what he had to do and stopped my run, and just wasn't enough. I slipped a little bit in 1 and 2 on the top, and couldn't get to his outside. But great showing by this Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Really excited to be back in this car. Great to be back in the Xfinity Series for my first race here. So we're looking forward to it. Just hopefully next race will be a little bit more smoother for us.
Ryan Blaney, runner-up. Chris?
Well, Regan Smith comes home 3rd today. First time he's been in the top 5 since Kentucky last fall. And Regan, you guys just kept working on it all day. You got to be happy.
Yeah, real happy. The Great Clips Chevy was fast all day, and these guys worked hard all weekend. They worked hard all offseason. I'm really excited about Jason Burdett being on top of the pit box, and we didn't quite show it last week at Atlanta. We had some positives that we took from there, and we brought those here to Vegas. So we'll take that. It was a good day. We gained some Xfinity Series points, which is big for us. We kind of dug a hole at Daytona there that we had to get out of. So we're just going to keep chipping away at it. 1.5 miles were a big problem for us last year. We really focused hard, and this thing drove exactly how I wanted it to. Just a little too tight at the end to get up there with the 33, and I think the 22 came on sticker tires there like a madman for a minute, so he was pretty fast. But fun race, and we'll go to Phoenix.
Nice run. Adam?
Great day for Regan Smith, Chris, finishing inside the top 5 for the first time in 2015. But today, all about Austin Dillon, who has made his way to victory lane. Jamie?
Coke and the beer is flying in Las Vegas. It is so rare that you see a driver in a car so dominant in a weekend. Both practice sessions, qualifying, and you dominated today's race. What is it like as a driver to have a car so hooked up?
Well, I tell you what, hats off these Ream guys. It was a great car, and man, there at the end, the 22 put a heck of a charge on. I didn't know he had tires. I was like, man, where did he come from? I was like, he had a jetpack.
There's your crew chief, Nick Harrison, second ever Xfinity Series
great
win.
Job for Nick and all these guys. Our Xfinity team did a great job, man. Pit stops were good. It was just a solid day, and when you have something like this, you just don't want to mess it up, and that's the hardest part, coming down those restarts and stuff, trying not to make mistakes, and we did it, man. We did it. It was a heck of a last 2 laps, that's for sure.
You mentioned Ryan Blaney. He was on new tires. You said, I don't know where he came from. What was it like for you looking in the rear view saying, oh my gosh, he could win this thing with 5 laps to go?
Just trying not to overdrive, trying not to make mistakes, and I was a little tight off of 4 right there, and I just kept backing it up and making sure he was going to have to pass me on entry, not on exit. So just want to thank everybody back at RCR. ECR Engines, great job to them too. Man, what a dream. This is awesome. It's my 3rd Xfinity win, and really proud of this one. Love Vegas too.
And it's been a long time. Hasn't won in this series since 2012. And the bad news for the competition, Adam, he's going to be back in this car the next 2 races.
Well, and in that span, Jamie, 812 laps led and 1 championship in between that victory in September of 2012 and what he did here today. We look at the final results. Austin Dillon gets the checkered flag, and Ryan Blaney, great effort, comes home second. We heard from Regan Smith, and Joe Gibbs Racing still winless here, but a great effort by Denny Hamlin today.
And what a rebound by Chase Elliott getting up into the top 5. Chris Buescher battled a loose car all day long, top 15 finish.
J.J. Ailey, nice job finishing inside the top 20. Ryan Sieg had some great moments early, but finishes 3 laps down in the 21st position.
Unscheduled pit stop bit Sieg and put him off the pace.
Blake Cook also had a great day going early, but unfortunately had an issue and hit the wall, taking him out of contention here at Las Vegas. So the championship standings 3 weeks in to 2015. Ty Dillon takes over the top spot all by himself. Chris Buescher is now 6 points behind Ryan Reed, Darrell Wallace Jr., Chase Elliott, the top 5. You mentioned the good day for Chase Elliott, paying dividends in the championship chase. He's now only 24 points out. So another eventful day here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 3 races this season, 3 different winners, and I guess the only word you can say to describe Austin Dillon, domination. He was in a class of his own today.
He did dominate, but the way that race ended, I mean, that made my palms sweat. My heart was beating standing up here like I was driving the car. So really impressive to see what that RCR group did today with their cars in Austin. But does Ryan Blaney have a pulse? That guy was dead calm after the race.
I think you saw how much it disappointed him that he lost his car and wrecked Eric Jones. I think that got on his nerves a little bit. Plus, he almost won a race, and he was a little bit disappointed by that. But, you know, I said earlier, you can come to this West Coast swing and lose a championship. You have 3 bad races here in the Xfinity Series, you could put yourself in a real hole. You can't win it here, but you can lose it. And all of our top point contenders had decent days. So continue on, and looking forward to heading to Phoenix and watching you race.
And let's give a couple of attaboys. Brennan Poole, Daniel Suarez had never seen this track before this weekend. Both of them coming home inside the top 10. Kevin, good luck to you tomorrow in the Sprint Cup car. We'll see you on Fox. Right now, it's Fox Sports Live from Los Angeles. Let's send it to Jay and Dan now.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.